later. get really sick of guys named Todd.
where this is going. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here? college.
Give me a hell yeah!
He's so esoteric, he has it coming out of his pipe. The Tin Man himself, the bringer of laughs, gaffs, and puff, pass me some of that, Becky. It's Martin on the Let It Rip Friday show. Yeah, baby. I was looking for a different button. Let's see. And it's there. Yes, thank you. I had misstepped for a second there, so it's just how it goes.
They're used to it.
They are used to it. Welcome aboard, all. We have a great show for you tonight. I'm going to turn this down because it was last time. We are going to bring you some daily knowledge, hit you with some tormenting trivia, lambast you with laughter, press rewind on your nostalgic behinds, and bring your humanity to tears. Maybe some AI, doubt it. But without further ado, in second chair, the CEO and producer of the Let It Rip Friday show, this is 1D that's too big for any scale. Derek, how are you doing, sir?
What's going on, man? Welcome back.
Welcome
aboard.
Back. Welcome aboard. Good
Glad to be here.
you.
Yay!
Glad to have you, sir.
I like the cheering, adoring fans.
Well, you know, and then also in third chair, we've got the man himself, Mr. Irregular. James, how are you, sir?
I'm very irregular. Thank you for asking. I mean, the single fan really likes me.
Yeah,
It's
your fan.
singular.
He's a big fan.
nothing
Let's see if the three-way works.
You know, that's more.
Yep, it looks good.
That's more than one.
Am I going this way?
Yeah, you can't scoot back anymore. I think your cord is stretched out as far as it can go.
Is it stretched out?
It's a personal problem.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. I got it.
It always gets hung up somewhere.
I never lean back. I'm always engaged.
All right,
Active.
engage.
Oh yeah, I forgot this. Let me start the grams. What? That's a throwback. Anybody know where that one's from?
Oh, of course. That's the Python. What happened to your wrist there, buddy?
Huh? Poison
Freckle.
ivy.
Is that your gap again? Dude, stay away.
Oh,
Stay away
well,
from
I mean,
it.
I got a garden out there. Like it's.
What, you growing poison ivy in your garden? You think so? I got a poison ivy garden.
I thought you were Native American. I thought that you guys were immune to that.
How dare you?
Tell you what, I'm not immune to it. Neither is AJ.
It is terrible.
We had to take AJ to urgent care. It got so bad.
Yeah.
We thought he had like a skin infection, and they're like, "No, it's just poison ivy." Like that's how bad it was. John doesn't get touched by it.
I was a kid, and the neighbor behind the house was burning poison ivy.
Oh, yeah.
And I was out in the yard playing, and I just started wheezing real bad. My mom was like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" Took me to the hospital, and they looked at my throat, and I had poison ivy like sores down my throat.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're like, yeah, he doesn't need to be outside.
Me and my uncle were out climbing trees at like twilight, so we couldn't really see. And I woke up the next morning and I couldn't open my eyes. I had it from like here down to my chest.
Nope.
I think I was out of school for like a week because of it.
Well, we found out that little man will go into anaphylactic shock over ants.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So what was it? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago, and I am so glistening. So sorry. And they were having a little pool party for church at one of the church members' houses that runs one of the Sunday schools, and they were playing back and forth in the pool, and then they were playing some wiffle ball, and then apparently Martin got bit about 7 or 8 times, and then jumped in the pool to get it off and everything, and then he started hitching, like eyes were swelling up, everything, breathing was slightly a little weird. There was a nurse on site, so they got him over to the hospital.
Yeah.
Wife had an EpiPen just in case, so now he has an EpiPen on at all times.
Do you know what type of ants they were, or were they fire ants? Just black ants?
I mean, I didn't see him, but he thinks they were fire ants. So, but he's been bit before, so it was odd. So, but the doctor said it sometimes it can be cumulative. So if you get enough of them, you know, 1 or 2 might not do a thing.
That's how my dad was with shellfish. He didn't have a shellfish allergy until he had about like a dozen or a dozen and a half of shrimp. Then he would start having like itchy throat, eyes would be real scratchy.
Itchy throat.
And then the more he ate, the worse and worse it got. Never had anaphylactic.
Yeah, his eyeballs started getting his puffy, swollen face, swollen limbs, and everything.
Yeah.
He also broke out everywhere.
So your dad could have like 1 shrimp cocktail, and then he was done.
He could have 6.
It's,
He
what's
found
up,
it out
Mad Pipes? Good to
because
see
he
you.
was obsessed with trying to figure it out. So he figured out he could have 6 large shrimp, and then he was done.
That's what I would do.
Your dad would try.
Of course he would.
Try by ear.
Oh yeah, he was trial by.
I would do the same thing.
And back then they didn't have EpiPen, so he's screwed.
I would do the same thing.
Oh yeah, if I became allergic to shrimp or cheese, I'd probably just throw myself off
kill
a
me,
cliff.
kill me.
Cheese
Or
I'm
bread.
okay with,
No.
but shellfish I thoroughly enjoy. So
Oh, I couldn't do it. If
Obviously-
I was
obviously
allergic to
this-
shellfish, no. Like
This body was built by cheese.
my oldest kid loves seafood to such an extent it is unhealthy. Like we'll cook, like get a big old salmon from Lidl or Aldi. It should be like 4 meals worth of salmon. He'll eat half the damn salmon by himself. It's crazy.
he's building up the mercury intolerance like
that's
true. Yeah.
Get the
little McFly does.
microplastics in early.
You know, he does have a little bit of Mad Hatter in him right there. So maybe.
I mean, Little McFly will eat sushi, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he kills it.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen, and that happens sometimes. You all right over there?
I'm trying to get my earpiece in the right spot.
Oh,
Who did those perfect timing?
I'll order some new headsets. But he will just destroy sushi. Salmon's
Good for him,
his
man.
favorite. He loves it. He'll eat nigiri. He's funny how he eats nigiri though. He eats it like a kid eats anything. All right. He eats salmon nigiri like I used to eat bologna sandwiches.
Yeah.
And if you ever recall, or hamburgers or anything, as a kid, I used to always eat around the outside first.
Yeah.
Before I would partake in the
That is
lusciousness.
not how I want to eat any sushi.
And so he picks up the nigiri and he bites off one end of the salmon and then he spins it around, bites off the other because he wants it even.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, he's OCD, and oh, thank you very much. We can't tell a family
that one
story. So he'll even it out first, but here's one thing he does do: he uses soy sauce the right way.
Okay.
So it's just a little bitty dab, just a little dip, and
Good for him.
And that's it.
Little
Like
dab will do you.
all of his soy sauce bowls are like just a little thin sheen, and he dips, boom, dips, boom.
I remember going to the sushi buffet with Durwood, and he would get an entire plate full of salmon sushi and literally just eat the salmon and leave a pile of rice. I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? Oh my God, he did it all the time.
I've been there for those days.
Yeah.
Did you like hide it, put it in a bag?
Let's see, who all do we have in the chat real quick?
Let's get it.
Sam Online was in there first. Derek was second.
Boom.
And he got drenched on the way in because he decided to run late.
Dude, that rain was intense.
It was crazy, wasn't it?
Piper Todd, welcome aboard, sir. Good to see you. WK Piper in Cincinnati. Thank you for the
Little feedback. No problem. You're welcome.
Donald Hughes, good to see you. Smoke Kentucky Piper, welcome aboard, sir. Everybody working a lot, doing their thing. Sounds like normal. So yeah, so we've had like a few little changes to some of the stuff we do.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the program is identical for the most
I like
part,
the
so-
no pants. That's really nice.
No pants is
nice
a
change.
priority.
That's why we have
Yeah.
the fuzziness at the beginning.
Especially I mean, I thought about doing the Japanese mosaic instead of the fuzzy.
Oh,
and
yes.
have Derek and I just wrestle in
Oh
front
God!
of the
Yes.
camera.
Remember was it unnecessary censorship? They used to do it late night.
Yes.
What happened? That would be a great hit. I would watch that.
We need to just mosaic out the pipes while we're smoking them.
Be like,
I don't know how that would. Derek, you go ahead and jump on that one. Literally. But so we had the blurred camera, new intro, outro music, and
Improved.
something that nobody has seen yet will be the improved D20 segment. So that'll
that's right.
that'll be fun to see.
You're welcome.
We also had yes, indeed. We also had a new and improved Mortison J Crowe, but he's a bit flaky.
No, not Morty.
We had it for
Piece
Pipe
of shit,
Week.
Crow.
We had him for Pipe Week, and he just comes in and hovers right here on my
okay,
shoulder.
nice.
But he's completely like hovering. Like it's what's a good example? Something like an old show we watched back in the day. It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse when the pterodactyl comes in.
Yeah, yeah.
So like there's no strings though. Like he's just
He's got no
he's
strings
sitting there
on him.
flying. He's just sitting there flying.
Okay,
So
nice.
we have a big green sleeve and everything and record it.
Nice.
It was really, really cool. But I digress on that. So a few more. Morty is the bomb. I wish he would show up more. Yes. But so those are the typical things with some extra stuff added on. This summer been such a blur. I was working on the cartoon thing and I just still haven't bought the intro yet.
It's all right. You got it. We got an idea for another one too. We can include James in that one.
Which one was that?
Dungeons and Dragons magazine. Dungeon Master.
So I like years ago,
Yeah.
and took all of the old Dungeon and Dragon magazines,
Yeah.
and I have all of the issues
Okay.
on digital.
Nice.
And I was like, how cool would it be just to kind of do throwback and go back through the old stuff and see and just talk through them, like the modules that they had, because it was just a
Like
magazine.
second version and
Oh, it goes even before the second version.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like
Dragon.
from the original.
oh
Yeah,
wow.
Like it goes, somebody scanned every single page of all these magazines.
Real fan.
Oh, and I am there. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Sorry.
So do you have a whiskey you want to use over there? I'm not gonna get one.
Doesn't matter to me.
I didn't know. You said you wanted to do a different one last week and we didn't. So
Derek, stop pulling the cord.
Yes, Patrick.
Let's see. Trying to think.
what's this one behind this one? This is
First call.
Angel Envy, Eagle Rare.
Your mom's
Which one is James not had?
I don't know.
Most of them.
Probably most of them.
Yeah, that's true. 'Cause
I'm a
it's-
Scotch guy, not a whiskey guy. So.
He's had. Have you had the?
Ooh, probably not.
No.
Well, we'll do one regular because you can't ice this one. It's just not allowed. Derek hates when I do this.
I like ice. All right. Wait, what do you got over there? Buffalo Trace?
Yeah, I got the B tray. So
Okay, that's
we'll
fine.
do a hit of this and then we'll go both.
So while
You
he's
trace
getting that ready, I got to tell you a story about Sean.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So
Here we go.
Here we go.
we're in Hawaii. This is years
okay.
ago.
The Taylor.
And we befriend a owner of a Korean karaoke bar.
Okay.
And very nice guy, very friendly, just back and forth. We're having a great time. We're there after working our Red Lobster shift, and he decides to give us whiskey. Well, the whiskey that he has is from Vietnam or Korea or wherever the hell it's from. I don't know. But they do it warm. And so he lights a tea candle,
Yeah.
puts it in a big snifter glass, and then puts the shot glass and turns it on its side so
Okay.
it warms it.
Yeah.
And Sean and I were really way too far gone. And we're just saying, sure, yeah, sure, yeah, sure,
This
yeah.
is gonna end well.
Oh, so we decide to have the shot warm after having flaming Dr. Peppers and everything else. Oh my God. It was the worst decision we ever made because,
Warm, like eat it.
oh, it was hot. It was a hot shot.
You know, that's what the brandy snifter's for, right? You hold it in your hand and it heats up.
Yeah, no.
Not like
It's
put under open
tea
flame.
candle open flame. The glass was hot.
That's
We
amazing.
chug it down, instantly mixed poorly,
Yeah.
and instantly regretted it in the bathroom.
These are a lot harder to get now. Like these are the higher end Buffalo Trace bourbons that like these
What is
go
this one
for. This is E.H. Taylor.
Oh, okay.
It's funny. I used to get Ralph this same bottle for his birthday almost every year.
Like $45.
No, it was like less than $30
Okay.
a bottle. Now you can't get it for less than over $100, $115 a bottle.
Really?
So stupid. Secondary market is atrocious.
Thanks, Obama.
Wow. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly, Obama.
dilly.
Would have been better chilled.
Good flavor though.
It finishes really well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got the right amount of heat. It's got the right amount of spice. You know, it's
Does it have
smooth.
cherry in it?
There's notes of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Cherry, leather, oak.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you can get very wine connoisseurish.
It's almost like it was
With
like in
bourbons.
like a aged in a different barrel because it's smoother.
Well, they are. So they have their own barrels, and they have their own facilities and everything for each one.
Yeah.
So if you go to the distillery, some people make a weekend of it, go up to Kentucky and do the distillery like 3 days in a row, because then they usually get like a Blanton's, which that one runs around 125, the Taylors, the Wellers, and the Stags, which I had 2 bottles of Stag that I got from Total Wine. I just happened to be there that day, and the lady let me get 2 bottles. It should have been 1 only, but I had 2, and I was already registered. I said there was no sign. She's like, go ahead and get 2. I said thank you, and that was like 60, 65 a piece.
Wow.
I just saw it at the store off 113, $150 a bottle.
Ooh.
I was like, you guys are freaking ridiculous.
Well, Catherine and mine, our scotch that we got from our honeymoon, we bought it in Scotland for $40 for the bottle. 15-year single malt, wonderful scotch.
Just small batch Kentucky.
We found it on a cruise ship, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, whatever. It was a 12-year single malt, and they wanted like almost $400 for it. I'm like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
what? Like we paid $40, literally $4.
What distilleries did you go to?
We went to a bunch of distilleries. The one that we liked the best was we went to Glenlivet. That's gorgeous. And then Glenmorangie.
Yeah.
It was, their grounds were honestly probably the most beautiful thing I've seen in my life.
I like Islay scotches. I think they're
He's like those things. It's like you're drinking a campfire. That's not.
Well,
I don't like peaty.
I like the smokiness.
I like Ardbeg. Ardbeg's
Yeah.
a good one. But like, I used to get Ardbeg for like, 40, 50.
Yeah.
60
Yeah,
bucks.
you did.
Now that
I
bottle's
haven't
up
bought a
$100
scotch
a
in
bottle.
forever,
It's
but I know
like-
they're like crazy. Everything's gone up.
Oh, I
Well,
remember the wife bought me a bottle of Macallan 12.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, her damn father drank it all when he was here.
Helmut,
I was like, how was it? He was like, it was good.
it's good.
I was like,
I think
yeah,
there's better,
beat
cheaper
your
ones
ass with
than
that bottle.
Macallan.
You son of
Honestly, it's what's the blend, the 5-year blend? It's it's got the like quail on the front of it. It's I gotta look
a
this up.
Glenmorangie. That's a. I don't know what that one is.
Yeah.
Patrick's smoking some Haunted Bookshop in a 7L 673 KS Roma
I haven't had
Lusa,
Haunted
drinking
Bookshop
a
in a while.
natty daddy, baby. Like, yes, sir. Like,
Famous Grouse, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Famous Grouse. Yes, Famous Grouse. That's honestly probably one of the smoothest ones I've had.
That's blended, right?
That's blended. It's 5-year blended.
I'm not a huge fan of blended
natty
ones.
daddy.
Well, I mean,
honest-
they're okay.
Well, no, like Johnny Walker's blended.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not terrible,
No, they're
but
not
a
bad.
single malt's better, in my
I
opinion.
like single
James,
malt
you
better.
gonna stay in that position?
Do you know who I
Maybe.
am? I'm kind of a big deal.
What's the other one? There's a monkey one, right? What's the monkey one
My
called?
apartment
That's like
smells
super
of rich
pricey
mahogany.
and famous.
I just want to make sure I keep you in camera.
Not
Well,
brass.
because
not
we're in
brass
the
monkey.
we're in the 3-way.
Not
so
okay
anytime
if it's a 3-way.
Anytime it's a
Somebody, it can't be my fault.
well, it could.
No,
be.
our Scotch is Glendevron, and it's not available in the U.S. anymore. And it's the closest place we can get it is Scotland or Italy.
Okay. Pay that VAT tax and get it over here. Ship it
Well,
over
if anybody's going overseas, it's the first thing I ask. Like, can you give me a bottle?
I found, what was it?
What was it?
Glendeveron.
I haven't heard of it. But
It's not available in the U.S.
Oh, well then
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I Googled my name. And
It's
found,
Derek.
Yeah, Derek. I
Derek.
didn't know how to spell it. No, my last name. And there's a town in, I think it's England. I think it's
Is
like
it France?
Yeah, France. No,
Is
not
it in
French.
your underpants?
No, it was. I think it was like North England. Anyways, there's a town with my last name, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So I was looking, and they actually have a distillery there that makes gin,
Okay.
and they make like really high quality gin.
Okay.
And I looked up, and you can order. I think they'll ship to America, but you have to buy like a few bottles.
Look at the
Like
And I
case.
was
Morton
like,
Gay.
it's like I don't really want like a $300 investment just to have a bottle of my name on it. But I thought about it.
Well, why don't you get with like cousins and stuff like that? Because that's how cool would that be to have like your last name on a
That's
bottle.
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Actually, I could get with my aunt. We're going to see her next weekend. We're
But
going
like
to
for
the
Christmas,
House.
like have it be like a Christmas, like a family Christmas
Yeah, see
thing.
if she wants to like go in with like a case.
Ron,
Yeah.
did you test positive for the vid? Is that what you're trying to say? He said, I have had the crud 2 or 3 weeks. Chest x-rays say I have the pneumonia and butt sore from shots. I tested positive for the thing. On a positive note, my naps are glorious.
Is that gonorrhea? Why is your butt sore from shots?
I don't know.
fellow pipe smokers.
Just had a beer called Fluffy Nuts. It tastes
Very
like a
nasty
pecan
from
waffle
picking
from Waffle
piping.
House. So.
Very
Okay.
unique.
That's why I always like Leinenkugel because it tastes like Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, I love Leinenkugel. Honestly, my favorite summer beer.
You ought to make a copy of that.
I need to. I've not brewed in so long. I've not brewed in like a year.
Yeah, welcome to life.
I know.
Damn kids are ruining my life.
Oh, they ruin everything. No, it's Sam Adams 76. It's their God. What do they call it now? They changed the name, but it's Sam 76. It's like a summer beer. It's
Yeah, I
delicious. It's delicious. That's
Yeah.
my favorite.
I saw a meme the other day that said something like, vacationing with kids is just like when before you had kids, except now everything's ruined.
Yeah, it's the same shit. Just now you have less resources.
James's new cam
What?
wasn't hitting.
Is it not on the grams?
It is now.
All right.
Hello, Instagram. I've missed you.
There
Have
are
you? Have you missed
literally
No, not at all.
zero viewers on Instagram.
Almost always.
I guarantee you negative viewership.
All right, calm down, Zuckerberg.
Let's see. The improbability drive is just
going on today.
ruthless. Wow. All right.
You got something to talk about?
Let's see.
Just going to shoot the shit all
Steroids, I
night.
think. Okay, sounds good. All right. Excuse me, Derek. I didn't realize.
Look, I'm just
that
trying to
we
move.
could
You said you called me
understand.
the producer.
Yep.
I'm trying to move the show along.
Let's go ahead and get to some of those holidays and observances. So it is Bennington Battle Day.
Thank God. It's about time.
Is that Benny Hill? What?
Don't know anything about it.
Beat the hill battle.
Of course, I hit the wrong button. There we go.
What is it? What's the music? Oh.
Still moving it on over there, dickhead.
I tell you what.
Because it
Shut
just
up.
seems
Let me
like
tell you, let me make a point. When you're like 8 years old and you turn on PBS and there's Benny Hill and there's like
Oh.
women running around
And he's
like,
running around women like barely scantily
barely
clad.
clothed.
Yeah,
You're
on
like-
public television. You're like, that's that.
I'm
You
about to
cling
move
on to
I'm
that.
about to move to England and meet this Benny Hill gentleman
Isn't that how the UK always is?
and move along.
Okay. It's Joe Miller's Joke Day. I don't know anything
you're
about
welcome.
this. Does that?
Joe Miller sounds like a comic book artist.
No.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't sound real.
It's National Airborne Day. It's
There we go.
Also
that
National
medicine. We good.
National Bratwurst Day.
Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
that's
like
good.
a good brat. So
Bratwurst.
that. It's National Men's Grooming Day.
Yep.
Manscaping. Nice.
Yep.
Yep.
So
I
you
shaved.
know what? They should call it that instead. I
Yeah.
like that. I think manscaping is still a little close to mansplaining, but manscaping I think. is
got
Well, the
Mansplaining
manscaping helps you mansplain better because
Right.
you need to be more aerodynamic.
Right. So if you got a manspleen issue,
I did get a
you
Brazilian. I got a
mansplain
full
your
Brazilian today.
manscaping. And
in honor of Manscaped Day.
speaking of that, it's National Roller Coaster Day. So
Makes it more aerodynamic.
just go so fast.
A lot of electricity in my time.
Sounds good. National Rum Day. It's
Okay.
also Statehood Day in Hawaii.
Oh,
there you
yes.
So when
Speaking
we
of Hawaii.
acquired-
1959. They became a state.
59?
I think it was 59.
That late? Good
Yeah.
gosh.
That's a great question. It's also Surveillance Day and True Love Forever Day.
Thanks,
There we go.
Obama.
So, no, I'm pretty sure that's Bush
Wait,
because I'm pretty sure the Patriot Act is under Bush.
what's that? Oh,
Surveillance.
Yeah.
Oh, that was 100%.
You got
That was-
really screwed by Bush.
That was
on that one.
old Dick Cheney.
He is an interesting character.
I talked about that movie with him. Have you seen that? What's it
No,
called?
with Christian Bale.
Yeah, it's
No,
awesome.
I have not
It's
seen
so
that.
Good. That movie is so good because Christian Bale is so good.
Yeah.
I talked about it a long time ago, where I think Christian Bale makes any movie better because he's so the dude. You wouldn't even know it's him. He's just so good in that movie. I know it's fictionalized.
Matthew,
a little bit,
how
but
are
if you
the-
watch
how
it,
are the
it will blow your
grams, sir?
mind like the stuff
Okay.
that he did. I definitely recommend it.
But did he gain the weight for that role too?
Go to the hospital.
Just like
Yeah,
for
dude, he doesn't care. Dude, he'll
Yeah.
gain weight, lose weight. He
the
almost had a
machinist
heart
is
attack.
disgusting.
Oh, the machinist was impressive.
I know he lost too much
Then
weight.
was it 6 months later he did
Batman.
where
Yeah, I
he
know.
gained 80 pounds of muscle?
So the birthdays of the day.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
I'm just along for the ride. In 1892, Otto Mesmar, American cartoonist and animator who co-created Felix the Cat.
That's Felix.
Okay.
So are you a Garfield or Felix?
Garfield.
No. Well, the correct answer is Garfield or Heathcliff.
Ooh, that's a
Ooh,
hard
yeah,
one right
Heathcliff.
there.
Because, you know, Heathcliff was the other orange cat.
I like Heathcliff because he was the junkyard cat.
I like Heathcliff. Yeah.
Felix, he was like way back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess.
But he had
Garfield
those,
just hated Mondays and was fat.
He had dirty cartoons, though. Felix did. The original ones were kind of adult-oriented.
Were they? Huh?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. It's also 1954. James Cameron was born,
Oh.
and he's a Canuck.
What's your favorite James Cameron movie?
Abyss.
The Horde.
The Horde. What is that one? I don't know that one.
James Cameron is he's like all super religious now, right?
No, you're thinking Kirk Cameron. Damn. God.
I was gonna say Kirk Cameron's from the video game The Horde.
Kirk Cameron's like the Revelation movies?
So James Cameron, all the Avatar movies are really about Jesus and salvation. So
Terminator.
yeah, Terminator.
I'm just gonna
No,
default
The
to
Abyss.
Terminator.
The Abyss is my favorite.
Which one?
I do like the
James
Abyss.
Cameron did Terminator 1 or 2?
One and two.
He did
Well,
one
I know he
and 2?
did
Uh-huh.
one. I don't know about
Yeah, 3, 4, no.
No, not 3.
He's working on one now.
I think maybe.
Brian, what are you saying? We're supposed to take a shot every time we say thank Obama. That's probably not going to happen.
I think The Abyss might be one of my favorite James
Oh,
Cameron movies.
The Abyss for the
Come with me
time
if you want to live.
is incredible. The graphics, the story, everything was just
Seen The
so.
Abyss?
Yeah, I love the Abyss.
Yeah,
it's a
I
great
think
movie.
probably when I was a teenager,
oh,
I
blew
probably
my
watched
fucking
it
mind.
100 times.
I love that movie. I thought
Yeah.
that was a.
It still holds up too.
It does.
It does hold up. I don't and like I think the thing that blew my mind the most
Yeah.
is when the ship rose
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then all the ships were on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I think it had good pay. It had good what do you call it? Like it paid out, right?
Yeah.
It didn't leave you
Well,
hanging like
yeah.
that damn
So-
Mars movie.
so it's one of the greatest movies ever,
No, it's
Derek,
not.
isn't it?
I hate
Well, one of the things that is so smart about the way they did it is they did it in a confined space.
Yeah.
And so making a movie in a confined space
That's why Aliens works.
gives correct,
Yeah.
gives so much levity
Yeah.
to characters.
Yeah.
You know, it's
You're in a tight, confined space. You're under
Correct.
stress. Like, what are they going to do?
James
correct.
Cameron did Aliens, right?
Which is
No,
why they-
Ridley Scott.
No, really.
Which is why Kiefer Sutherland's greatest movie was Phone Booth.
Aliens.
I think James Cameron did
That's what
Aliens.
number 4.
No, number 2. What's that?
That's why I said the greatest Kiefer Sutherland movie ever was Phone Booth. Talking about
It was,
confined
it was.
spaces. So
What's that? What's that one that
Patrick loves Garfield. So
that
he's a Garfield guy.
127 hours where he was like stuck in the rock?
Oh, that's Franco.
Yeah.
James Franco. Oh,
Yeah.
where like he had to cut off his
Yeah,
arm
you know,
eventually.
he's stuck
Which
there the whole
true
time.
story.
It was a true story.
It's a true story.
There's that one. Okay.
Also born 1962, Steve Carell.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Steve
year?
Carell. 1962.
I didn't realize he was that old.
He is. Have you seen him lately?
He's got a lot of gray.
Super gray.
Yeah. Looks good,
Thickened
though.
up a little bit.
Silver Fox.
Looks more like me every day. Also in 1999, Karen Chin, American figure skater.
Oh, yeah.
Throws you off with the name, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Confucius say. Nope, I'm not doing it.
Nope, not gonna do it.
Also on this day in
Not gonna bait me.
1915, the Royal Navy battlecruiser HMS Queen Mary is completed. My son would like that one. I'll have to throw it back to him. Derek, you remind me of that because I won't remember. In 1916, the Migratory Bird Treaty is signed by Canada and the United States. How's that going with all those windmills? And in 1989, Toronto's stock market halts trading after a solar flare from the sun creates a geomagnetic storm that affects the microchips.
Look at that. Boom. Isn't that what happened like last summer?
That's happened several times.
I think
they
knocked
had
out
the-
the AT&T network.
Or
Knocked out-
Iran.
knocked
I
out
don't know.
cell phone networks for like a day.
Was that
Yes.
Iran or China? I don't know.
Like AT&T and everything got shut down. They say it was a solar flare.
Well,
Probably
it's
a
like-
deep-
But why
Yes.
wasn't Verizon
like-
and T-Mobile and everybody else
I think it was a lot of the
affected?
other carriers. I think just AT&T just sucked at getting it back up faster.
Well, I mean, they suck at a lot of things.
Because I remember, like,
Thank
I
you,
couldn't,
Southern
like,
Bell.
I looked at my phone. I was on a job site and I had like no service. And I had to like send some emails. So I went to Starbucks.
I went to work that day. Yeah, yeah.
$1,000 cash.
Yeah. I can't afford the roaming charges. So I went back to so I went to Starbucks and just sat in there and like sent my emails and like called the office. And was like, if anybody calls me, tell them there's I don't know why my phone's not working.
Right.
Did I pay the bill?
Right.
But yeah.
I think that's fascinating though that they had that, and that was in 1989.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got to think 1989. It's not like computers were like.
Well, they also didn't have any
Awesome.
insulation on the wiring too, so they probably
None.
just had exposed wiring, and from that they've now
Yeah.
probably have some sort of protective coating
also
on it now.
imagine
But the
that
thing
sends out a
is the way
massive
that
amount
chips
of-
are done now, they're not done much different from 1989. Like
No.
if you look, if I pop this open and you look at the chip structure, it hasn't changed.
They're smaller,
Yeah, just smaller,
Right, so they're able
more
to
tighter
compact.
together. Yeah,
right.
more circuits
Which
per.
when is like at what point do you make tools for dyes and everything for these things? Because now everything is laser etched. So all of your silicon chips and everything is all laser done now at this point, because that's the smallest that we can get. Because tools are not small enough. We can't make tools small enough to do this. So we got to get to the micro level. At what point do we get to where we're using what do they call it, like nanobots things to start doing some of that?
I mean,
isn't that
Georgia Tech is already
the next
doing
step is,
the nanotechnology.
Next step is what
Yes.
quantum mechanics,
Yeah,
right? Where it's
I hear
a
about
different
this
level.
all the time, but I swear to you, quantum mechanics is like making 3D televisions take
It's like
off.
witchcraft.
no,
It's
so
like-
it's like a quantum computer. It has a qubit, so it's doing 4 computations at once. But as you do one computation, the opposite and non-opposites could be happening. So it's very confusing to think about a bit where it's on off. Then you have
Right.
a qubit where it's 4 ways of on and off all at the same time and not at the same time. It's very just like it's hard to wrap our
say-
little brains
Yeah,
around.
I can tell.
It's
'cause
hard
it
to wrap
hasn't
our
happened.
pea brains
Everybody
Yeah.
just went brain dead for
Yeah.
about
I
45
think
seconds.
they make it happen, right? It's just not on not scalable yet.
Well, I think that's why they want AI to bolster AI, because I think only AI is probably going to be able to really do something with it.
Go.
Was it Microsoft or Google?
Quantum's
IBM?
been around for a long
Yeah,
time.
Well, it's been around
somebody's
for a long
somebody's
time.
done it recently where they've. I think I want to say it's Google, where they just their last computer was like from a year or two ago, like 2022. The new one that just came out this year is like 4 million times faster than what
Qubits
it
are the
was.
measurement around the arc. ARK. I don't know what that means.
Of the Covenant?
That's how they measured wood.
Is this the Indiana Jones
That's
thing?
how-
That would be
how-
Ark of
that's
the
how
Covenant.
Noah measured wood.
ARK.
Yeah, the arc. Noah's Ark. That's how they measured wood. It was in a cubit.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
They
There you
use
go.
gopher wood. Cubits of gopher wood.
Thank you, math guy.
Hey, there you go.
Um,
Anyways,
Don
but,
Hughes says a certain mineral will block solar and magnetic radiations. Well, I mean, you could do a Faraday cage.
Yeah.
What would be the best one? Lead?
Solar electromagnetic.
Faraday's cage are made out of copper, right?
Well, yeah, but it's running electrical current that blocks, so the signal can't go out, but signals can still
No, it's to prevent it from coming in.
coming
It
in.
deflects
Yeah,
it out.
yeah. So, yeah, I
use
guess like
copper,
a Faraday
right?
cage. Yeah,
Current.
yeah, an
Cubit
electrical current.
length of arm.
There you go. I guess the average length of the that's what a foot is, right? A foot is from here to here
Yeah,
on average.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some of us have a bigger foot than others.
Hey, stop showing off.
Got a big veiny foot.
So many things.
What was it? Did you watch the
That's no joke.
Did you
Thank
watch the
David,
Did
for
you watch the
jumping
Three
in
Body
and
Problem
No.
on Netflix? So good.
I watched a lot of Bluey. You want to talk about Bluey?
seeing it. Oh, I know those days.
Yeah.
But no, the Three Body Problem had like not quantum mechanics like we think about it with computers, but quantum entanglement. So like the aliens in the show sent two like essentially like
Are we going to get
photons.
into string theory after this?
No,
Is
no,
that-
no.
is
But
that where we're going?
That's anal bead
like
theory.
theoretical
We're gonna-
physics, but they showed it in the show.
String theory is physics.
It is, but no, but the aliens in the show were so far advanced from humans that they had already worked all this out. Essentially, they sent like 2 photons to Earth that could travel at the speed of light, and they would basically mess with human, electronics or systems or people. They mess with everything, right? Simultaneously because they were so fast. But the aliens could also speak to them simultaneously
I like
because
watching James about to
they
pass
had
out from this explanation.
each like photon had a separate half that was
Right.
with them, but they were quantum entangled. So the theory was, or the theory is that like as soon as you do something to this one, it responds to this one.
Exactly,
no matter the
yeah.
distance.
I've got a theory.
But it's really cool. It was cool in the show.
I got a
to see
theory.
it in theory.
The
I need a beer after this stupid conversation.
I know.
None of us
I need
understand
a
the-
beer after this.
the code to quantum mechanic is the cheat code to Contra.
Oh yeah. Up, down, left, right. A,
If
B, select,
only.
start.
If only.
Up, down, left, right. A, B,
Look,
select,
I
start.
swear to you, there's something around that.
Hey,
I'm just
so
saying.
when you think about it, when we make things too complicated, they don't work.
Wouldn't that be
But,
quantum?
but
it's
when
up,
you
up,
make
down,
things
down, left, right,
simple,
left, right.
like, oh yeah, I love Banquet. So it's keep it simple, stupid. Like a simpler explanation is typically the right explanation.
They're getting to the point where they can no longer use silicone to make computer chips. That's correct.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what's next?
We always have.
No. After
This is where I talk about
silicone.
where you go to nano.
No, there's another one. Do you need me to open it for you, big boy?
Cut myself on this can.
Are you all right?
No.
Isn't that the case that you brought?
Do you need to swap?
Yes.
Do you need to swap? I have man hands. Do you
Text
need
my
to swap?
wife to tell her. You want to go
There
get?
you
A,
go. You
go
take
get,
that one.
Go get a. Go get a
Band-Aid, 'cause I'm
band-aid.
giant P-word.
Go ask the go ask the wife.
I
about
cut
it.
my
He's like,
hand.
Golly. He actually did. Is like actually pretty careful. I was like, do you want me to get the oil? You want me to go get the oil canister wrench real quick? So I can
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm okay.
light conversation. It's Sam. We try to keep it that way. I was like, I'll get.
You should hear our heavy conversations,
I'm just glad your wife let you out of the house.
begrudgingly.
I heard. I'm amazed that it was begrudgingly. I'm like, didn't you tell her you need your man time?
Have you met my wife?
I have met your wife. I am aware of your wife.
No,
I
it's
drove
just
this woman crazy because she kept asking about James's bachelor party, and I was like, this is too easy, and I drug it out so bad. I was like, what bachelor party? I was like, is he getting married? Are you getting married to him? Is that
she
what this
was
is?
so angry.
She was
so angry.
livid.
But I do gotta say,
And my plan worked out perfectly.
it did, 100%. I gotta say though, I've known this for a long time.
And
But-
it was a fun bachelor party.
It was great. It's exactly what I wanted. So
Which I knew because I know you.
Yeah.
Though your wife thinks she knows you, I know you.
she knows me in one way.
I know you in that way too. What are you talking about?
I know you do.
I've got the ribbed bruises and stretch marks to prove it.
So no, when my wife first met Martin, she didn't really know how to take you. She just because
Nobody
you're just
does.
you're just like, what do you mean? Because you're so upfront, but then you're also kind of like
I am.
you beat around the
very-
bush a little bit. But
I'm
I
very
mean,
aloof.
yeah, aloof is a very good way to describe that. Yes, and
That's in my more immature days. I'm less aloof. I'm very upfront now.
yes,
and-
you're more like Beeloof now.
right.
So, anywho, so she's there and she's just like, I just don't know about this, talking about the bachelor party. I don't even know. I don't know. And then one time you came up to her, and this was before the bachelor party, before the wedding, and you gave her just a good hug. Just for something. I think you just come out to visit, just gave her a
Yep.
good hug. And from that moment on, she's like, okay, he's good. And that's still to this day, she's like, I love Martin's hugs. To this day, she talks about that. She's like,
Because
that's
your wife can sense evil, just so you know. So she.
then why is she with me?
All of her concerns were gone.
Yeah.
In that moment. But
No, it's just you do give good hugs, but no, that she was just like, yeah, he's all right now.
because when you hug somebody, you should hug them as if it's the last time.
Yeah, I envelop
That's
somebody,
just my rule.
my full chest, my full heart. I'm
Like,
giving everything with them. Yeah.
If you don't feel like I want to hug you, I
Yeah.
failed.
Yeah.
Like if you don't feel like this is something that is a pure affectionate, reaching out to you,
Yeah.
then what's the point?
Well, a hug is supposed to be vulnerability. It's supposed to be like I have no weapons. I have nothing here.
Right, yeah.
I am free.
And if you do, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the whole what happened?
Well, I love the people that come in for like a half hug and like kind of like can the whole body, and I'm like, no,
Which tells you
full
everything.
hug. No, I give them a full hug.
But the thing is, they don't want to hug you.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, Derek's here. Hold on.
Did you
Hold
open
on.
it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I cut my hand too. See, I'm bleeding all down my
I can
hands
see it
too.
right here. Golly. Well, it's my idiotic thing because I did it like 4 times in a row, thinking I was like, oh, that doesn't hurt too bad.
James keeps moving closer and closer to his mic, so I had to adjust him again.
It's just like a fish in a
I've
fish
got him.
tank.
We're working. All right, audio was okay.
Do I need to move the
Good
microphone
thing.
closer to my mouth?
No,
Like
you're
this.
fine.
All right, are we moving on, or what are we talking about?
Well, we were talking about you, but now you're here, so we can't talk about you
Look
anymore.
at this giant.
So, okay, we'll get into trivia because I know everybody likes.
Oh
the
yeah, trivia. Woo! Forgot what we do for trivia. Jokes? No.
No. Yes.
Yes. Not the pub music. The pub music before was like,
It is the
no.
greatest of all kazoo songs.
Oh, best.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
The OG kazoo.
Like it doesn't. I enjoy it so much. I want to hear it a little more. I just have to do it.
So the only thing I could think to add to this is find somebody that's doing a terrible job of playing an instrument, but they think that it's like really good, and have that as like your background music. So somebody who's like really, really trying, and it is just the worst.
Ask Dustin to show you the what is the recorder?
Oh, yes,
the recorder
yes.
video.
Okay, no, I don't know this one.
This kids?
This woman from his church, like. So, what was it? I swear, I think it was like Earth, Wind, and Fire was a song.
Was she playing like all the parts by
How
herself?
about that meme that he showed us?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I forget the song though. What is it?
This Earth, Wind, and Fire. Da, 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 September.
Yeah. So the September song is just playing like crazy. It's awesome. You see like, hey, it's a coloring book, it's a triceratops, everything, and it's like dun, 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 dun. And you're like, okay, all right, we get this. And then as soon as it goes over to the kids drawing, it's like it's mishmash of lines. And you hear this recorder go, and I was like, oh, that is so, because it was her kid. It's terrible.
I sent out a meme to a group text with some friends a couple weeks ago, and I send a bunch of memes and funny pictures and stuff because I think it's hysterical. And so it's got like this GIF is going. It's like, what do you add to the conversation? It's got like Metallica dun 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 dun. So it's like going like, yeah, it's great. Then it all of a sudden like about 10 seconds in pans out to this guy who's like half bald, like long stringy hair, and he's playing like car horns, honk 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 honk. And I was like, that is exactly me.
Oh, we're doing a race to 100,000 points. So if you get to 100,000 points, you're gonna get.
Throw me a freaking bone here.
That's amazing that those both synced up so well. We're gonna do. How many tens are we gonna do?
You said 10,000?
10,000 tens for whoever gets to 100,000 points on the gambling and everything. So just saying. I thought we already took a shot. Did we have another shot?
Somebody called shots. It's like
No, we did one.
Patrick
Was it
Grant
one
called
shot?
another one while I was off crying in the bathroom.
Son of a biscuit.
Let me see your hand. Oh God,
All right, here, trivia.
that's gross.
Trivia. This is a good one. This is a good one. If somebody gets this one, you get you get 4 times on your points.
Okay. 1492.
Welcome there, Donald Graham. So Donald Graham is Irish and he always does car bombs.
I love it.
And so I was like,
I miss a good car bomb.
right. So this is what he does. Donald Graham does car bombs all day long. And I was sitting there going through. I was like, because periodically some people get their own soundbite.
Yeah.
When they get entered. I could not think of one for an Irish guy drinking Irish car bombs, and then Pawtucket Patriot
There you go.
just hit. And I was like, I remember an episode one day, and then that song, and so that's it. That's all she wrote.
Okay.
All right, request off November the 1st. That is the that's the Friday after. It's the day after Halloween. So that'll be like our Halloween episode, right?
Right.
It's
And
a
we'll drink
Friday.
car bombs.
It's a Friday.
Say again. So say again. What?
Do you not want to drink car bombs?
No. Why am I taking the day off?
No, tell James to take the day off.
No,
Take the day off
'cause you
for
said-
the show.
Yes, so that way we can Uber home if we need to and don't have to wake up early.
Why are we doing car bombs on that day?
I don't know. It's a holiday.
Oh.
No, we're supposed to do that.
Oh.
Well, that can be in the car bomb.
Well, ew.
No, sir.
Do you hate
Don't
us?
request it
Well,
off.
no. I'm working
yeah.
that day, but I can be here by 7:30.
You're fine.
I'm just saying. Well, maybe the next morning might be more important.
No, I'm off the next day. Yeah, that's more important to be off the next day.
All right,
Oh,
the
you
trick
actually schedule that
is
far out?
Oh yeah, my schedule goes till December.
the trick is
Okay.
since we have a nice new camera, and then we're gonna get a new lens for this one too. We're gonna get one more like mine, and then we're gonna have you. I'm glad. So the good thing is Derek changed the camera.
I like making faces, and you guys just look at me, and nobody else is looking at me.
Nobody else was like, Derek is smart with the camera. So what I was saying is like, so we're getting more and more professional as we go. So we're working.
Simultaneously, we're getting less professional,
Yes.
So the show's
Better
getting
equipment.
worse,
Yes.
but we're getting more
but
professional.
our
Yes.
attitudes are worse.
I don't think
You know
our
what?
attitudes are worse.
No, I'm just
Your
kidding.
attitudes
no,
are
no,
good.
no.
I love our attitudes.
I mean, your attitude's
Listen,
worse.
I'll tell you, it's
Wait till
almost.
Cardneck the Magnificent. You'll see worse attitude.
I've almost forgotten, like when I first started with Martin, I was like over here with like a black backdrop.
Oh,
and
I
his,
came
like,
over. I remember.
old-ass iPhone.
Yeah.
Like it's a big change.
Oh, it's a massive upgrade.
You need to have a throwback episode and go to all the old equipment.
to show how shitty
We
as
probably
hell
couldn't get to work at
everything
this
was.
point. Everything's so jerry rigged.
Well,
There's
now
47,000
well,
cables.
back then it was all jerry rigged.
was
Now it's
jerry-rigged.
not. Like,
Yeah.
It's not.
Like
I
now,
would say Martin does a very good job.
so I'm definitely like the engineer.
I'm very appreciative because I cannot do any of this. I don't know. I think Martin just like blows on it and prays that it works.
I'm not a very smart man,
So
and
Derek-
I'm just
Derek
here.
has gotten to the point now where he sees when the problem happens and he just sits back. Initially, when we got everything,
I wanted to
Derek
help.
would hover right over me like, "What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do?" And he realized after about 3 or 4 of those that there's so much that because I'm trying to think of a good example of it. It's like if it's kind of like if you just make anything, you know the way it's set up.
Yep.
And so given that you know the way it's
It's
set
like
up,
when you have like a
there's-
broken oven, right? And you got to like twist it this way and twist it that way and like hit it
like
to
any
get
of
it to
those
work.
things.
Right,
Like,
yeah. That's
you
exactly
know
what it is.
exactly how to finesse whatever.
Yeah.
Now, Derek has seen me work some mojo because there's some times that nothing I did worked. Reset didn't work, nothing worked, and all of a sudden
You rubbed your nipples and it
clicked-
worked.
I clicked one button, I sacrificed a live chicken, which means I got KFC. Name that movie reference if you know. And
South Park, bigger, longer, uncut.
it's
Was that Major League?
Major League. Thank you. Good job. And and everything just worked.
Yeah.
There's times I have no idea why,
Yeah.
but I just
I-
hit
I-
certain
I
button
know
combinations
100% what you're talking about.
that eventually just works, and it should just work every time.
It's
it's
like blowing
Yeah.
into the NES cartridge, right?
No, it's like my wife will come to and complain about something not working in the house technologically. And she's like, I just can't get to work. I go over and I just press it and it works. And she's like, what did you do? I'm like, I press a button. I don't know.
It's like playing big bucks for finger paint.
I think finger paints.
I don't know what that
we're doing
is,
this.
but
Dilly dilly.
Ooh, so much better when it's chilled.
Honestly, though, I think the first one's better.
It's
More.
way
I think the
better.
first one's a better whiskey,
Yeah.
Oh,
but it
by
would have been
far.
better if it was chilled.
By far better.
I'm just a I don't know.
A big-
not a fan.
What would you
We
say?
got some trivia. You ramped this one up and then you never said it.
So here's trivia. In 1966,
I've got
the
a story.
Monkees' first single, Last Train to Blank, was
Oh.
released. That's a throwback. And if you get that,
Sheboygan.
you get 4 times.
Last train to Sheboygan.
Sheboygan.
Oh,
Oh, look at Mike.
Mike coming in hard.
If I say my mom was here, she'd know. She'd love
Said
the monkeys.
The monkeys were good.
Dude, my mom was a
legit band.
monkeys fanatic.
They were a pretty good band. I'm not gonna lie.
When,
I know they were like a, what do you call it? Like a
Mike got that
a
one.
novelty band.
Yeah.
And they had some good songs.
I can't remember how old she was when they like came out that they were a fake
year was she
band.
born?
53.
Probably like early 60s.
Yeah,
she'd been like 10.
she said it was so devastating to her childhood. Like she still remembers that to this day.
Like finding out that wrestling's fake.
What?
Oh, sorry. Too soon.
It's not fake.
Durwood, where are you?
Here is a.
I'll fight somebody.
This is another fill in the blank. It is a 2-digit number. It is a year.
Okay.
In 1987, Cinemax TV premiered Elvis blank. What's the
Ooh,
2-digit
76.
date?
69.
Of course you would. You.
Mike came in fast with a 69.
It is not. Thank you.
Whoever says 69, you're my friend.
79 maybe? Somewhere around there. I think it was the year he died.
Maybe we
about
should
that?
do.
What year did he die?
I think
Like,
it was somewhere.
Mike,
58?
dirty man.
Nobody's
Maybe we
guessed my
should,
answers yet.
It is not 1492.
Oh, what do you
Thank you,
mean?
though, Sam Online.
Elvis 1492. Hey, I'm on the Pinta and the Santa Maria.
Wow.
Shut up.
Amazing.
So many things.
All right, Sam,
Oh,
just
like-
guess all the numbers
Okay, so
in sequential order.
thank you, Chad, for finally.
Oh, never mind.
19. It's 56.
Not the
Elvis 56.
Not the year he died.
Did he die in
He
56?
did not. Remember like Fat Elvis with the 70s like
Are you thinking Fat Albert or Fat
I know,
Elvis?
no.
Like,
Fat. I remember like
know, in
in
Vegas,
Hawaii
that
where
was the
he's like
70s.
sweating, walking.
Alexa, what year did Elvis die?
That's not going to work here.
1971.
All right, here we go. Here's a question.
It sounded like
1948. In
Star
1948,
Trek.
Babe Ruth died. How old was he?
Ooh, he was like 53.
43.
He was relatively young.
Everybody's still guessing the last one. We've already moved past that one.
Babe Ruth death. I mean, he smoked
How
and drank
old
so
was
much. 25.
No, he was in his 50s, I think. I think I said 56.
All right, I'll settle. 27.
Mike from Briar Blues again.
53.
53. He was 53 years young.
My favorite Babe Ruth fact is he got married. He stayed up all day drinking and like partying. He got married at 5 a.m. the next day, and then that same day was opening day for the Yankees.
Oh my God.
So
How did he get a
lived-
candy bar named after him? How did that
freaking the
happen?
most famous baseball player of all time at the time.
It's like peanuts and caramels. Is there nothing else that they got?
You know, it was back in the day they had crap candy. Zoots.
At least it's not like black licorice. Fuck that.
Racist.
In 1962, Ringo Starr replaced this drummer for the Beatles.
Oh, I know that's one. I can't say it because I know it.
Paul
for sure.
McCartney.
He's the fifth Beatle.
Your mom.
Yeah.
I'll take it, Chad.
Pete Best.
Pete Best. That's a good trivia question.
That is. That's good. But you know, that dude has, I don't think he's mad about it, but that's the rawest deal of all time. To get kicked out of the Beatles right before they get famous.
Let's see.
But was Ringo really that much better of a drummer than this Pete guy?
Ringo's not an all-star drummer, but he's a good drummer for the Beatles. I watched like a drumming documentary one day, and a bunch of talking about the best drummers of all time.
Yeah.
and everybody's like, Ringo's not like the most like technical drummer of all time, but like all of his like drum beats fit the Beatles so well
Okay.
that it just works. And
Cool.
they were all like in kind of agreement. And
So
he plays
what-
backwards.
What about the Pete guy? Why did they get rid of him?
I don't know, probably just personality reasons.
Wow.
But Ringo plays backwards. He plays left-handed on a right-hand drum set. So
Like
you would go like,
self-taught?
do 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 do, right? For him, it's backwards. It's like do 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 do. It goes so yeah. So it goes like instead of going like down to up or whatever, his go up to down. So
Okay.
his
Hey, whatever works.
yeah.
In 1993, the Best of Saturday Night Live was released on VHS. What years were released on VHS? You need to name 3 or more.
Oh,
What years?
the first one?
Oh, from like 73 to 93?
What years were released on VHS in 1993?
Or 76 to 90?
it was like 70 something. I
It's
want
like
to see that. I want to
76.
see that movie that's coming out about
movie?
the first night of SNL.
Oh, what?
Yeah, there's like a.
Who's doing that?
It's
Probably Peacock.
No, I think it's coming to it's like a theatrical release, but it's got actors, playing the character. It's not.
I want to see George Carlin, man. I love George Carlin.
You can just put it on three-way if you're going to chit-chat all
sorry.
day long.
I'm sorry, we're not allowed to chat.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Mark's
just
so
kidding.
mad.
Come on,
Nobody
does
wants to
anybody
see
else
my
got any
face.
questions?
It's
All right,
okay.
I'm
I don't
gonna have
mind.
to give it to somebody if nobody's going to
I feel like
even try.
Pastor-
So the years of SNL, I would say
Rumble in the jungle.
70,
the year they
8,
came
9,
out.
70, 78, 79, 9.
If we
80.
lose power, just want to let y'all know, show's over.
We've murdered each other.
What years of the best of Saturday Night Live were released on VHS?
87, 77, and 92.
No, you're talking about the first release. It was probably 5 years or less together.
He said 3 years.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give this one to Chad. He got 1985. So in 1993, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, and 91 were released
Oh,
on
was that like
VHS.
the Eddie Murphy years? Oh, no.
Oh, no. That was Eddie Murphy's before that. Because he did Raw in like 85.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was doing Raw before or after SNL.
This is another year.
Just talk over us.
Just
Don't worry
doing
about it.
years.
We're just going to chit
In,
chat.
in what year did Cal Ripken Jr. get his first major league hit?
Oh, Cal Ripken.
Junior.
Heard the name, couldn't tell you anything about him.
Great
Played
baseball
in-
player,
he played up to
shortstop
the 90s,
for the
right?
Yankees.
So I'm going to say 82. He played for a long time.
1967.
Matthew in there.
God dang,
Quick.
I was so close.
Picking and Piping got it. It was
Man.
1981.
I was so close with 82.
So far, Mike is still in the lead because
That was the best year.
He's perverse.
Best year since Jesus was born. 1982.
Eh.
In 1984, RCA Victor Records released the Elvis Presley single "Baby Let's Play Blank."
Uno.
Baby, let's play. Ass play.
There's so much wrong with that.
I mean, Elvis in the latter part of his years
Piper got it.
was
Let's
like
Play
a
House.
lot of ass stuff.
He also married his 15-year-old cousin. So.
Well, I know. Well, everything was about Jailhouse. Everything was about jail. It's all ass play.
Well, I don't know what we picked in that. Chad, you were wrong. Whatever it was, hide the pickle.
Let's play hide the pickle.
So, what do you call an extra bumpy pickle?
A French tickler. Let's see.
Wow. I don't have a thing for that one.
I'm not smart.
Stop playing that. That offends me.
All right. Nobody's going to get this one, but we're going to try it anyways. In 1975, Joe Simon performed Music in My Blank on American Bandstand.
Bladder.
I like that both start with a B.
Music in my bladder
Ear is not the right answer.
That's a good
resonates
guess.
to me.
Okay. Sam, uncalled for.
Wow.
Soul was a good guess. Music in my car.
Well, didn't have many back
Music in my bathroom?
Oh, Heart. It's a good one. Corn. Okay. Wow.
then.
almost said that.
I'll give you a hint. The song was probably written by an orthopedic surgeon.
Knee.
Music in my foot?
Colon is not the right answer, though. Thank you.
An orthopedic surgeon, music in my hips?
Back.
Pussy in my
Oh,
crack?
that's
Smoking
it.
Kentucky Piper got it. There's a twofer.
Well, where it is.
You are not the sharpest crayon in the box.
No.
All right.
I may be a tool, but not the
Hey,
sharpest tool.
but you know what? They got a sharpener for them crayons now.
That's right. I like to eat them. Let's go.
All right.
What's your favorite color
It's
to
got
eat?
off the rails worse than it usually does. Sorry.
You like to eat purples or reds? Maybe some blues and yellows? Make some green in your mouth?
Okay, calm down. Boy, you got a pretty mouth. Will you get that as a soundbite for me?
I'll work on that one. Yeah, no joke there. I was hoping there was going to be the Canadian Football League. I almost, you know what? No offense there.
Sounds like a waste
Didn't
of time
the
to me.
Flutie play for Canadian
Can you
team?
say that again?
Flutie? Foodie?
Can you say that
Are you
with
talking
a
about
phlegm?
What?
Isn't that the guy's name from Goon?
No, Flutie. The one when they were quarterback
All
that
right,
played for the Canadian League.
here is a Price is Right
Price is
one.
Wrong.
This is going to be the final one of the night. This is the Price is Right. This one is worth 10.
Okay.
This one's worth 10 if anybody gets it
Okay.
right off the bat. So everybody be ready.
Do it.
In 1954, Sports Illustrated was published for the first time.
Okay.
It was claimed that it sold a number of subscriptions before the first issue came off the presses. How many subscriptions were sold?
I'm going
So
9,999.
you can't go over Price is Right rules.
Correct.
I'm gonna say 5,000.
Okay. I'm going 9,999.
$1.
Smoking Take Piper said all of them.
That's a good.
It was not 1492, so I'm sorry.
Wait, but you know what? He still might win. If somebody over, if
All right,
everybody
we're
else
going to
overbids.
5,
Ooh,
4,
100K.
3, 2, 1. No more bets. No more bets.
Who got it?
Smoke Kentucky Piper.
Oh,
It was 250,000.
no freaking
subscriptions
way.
were
So wait, they
sold.
hadn't printed one yet, but
They
they
hadn't
sold
even
250,000.
50 something?
They sold 250,000 subscriptions in 1954 and hadn't printed a one.
That's impressive. How do they advertise that?
What? That
I
doesn't
guess
make
they
any
had radio. They
sense.
had radio back then.
Amazing, isn't it? That's
So,
kind of crazy if you
What
think
was the
about
first year the swimsuit issue came out?
Probably 80s.
I bet that bumped up. And remember they gave away the
it.
football phone?
No joke that bumped up. That'd have been like,
Because Playboy was like, what, 59 or something like that? I bet they came out soon
That
after
is a
that.
great question. I don't know about Playboy.
all right. So Smoky Take got that. That was a times 10er. So Smoky Take Piper is our winner tonight.
Yay!
Pink and Piping came in 4th. Yardism came in 3rd. Mike from Bar Blues came in 2nd. So that's a 10 for. Oh, all right. So those, we almost
need
forgot
some.
that those even exist, didn't
some.
we?
Hey, James, stop.
All right. Thank you. Is this the joke button? It's such a calm
No,
song.
no, it was not.
Oh,
That was
well,
the interlude,
thank you.
prelude to the jokes.
I just got home from a friend's funeral. He drowned last week.
Jesus.
I was surprised that all the relatives were furious about my floral arrangement that was in the shape of a life jacket. But as I told everyone, it's what he would have wanted.
That's pretty dark.
That's about as dark as it gets.
64.
Oh, okay, okay.
Let's see.
Close.
Tripped over my friend's bra today.
Okay.
She is always setting booby traps.
Oh, I was about to say, was it man's
Easy,
here?
Easy. Whoa. Yikes.
Patrick's about to hit 100K.
Then they did Festivus. Right
Yes.
after that.
Patrick's about to hit 100K.
Whoever
points.
hits 100K gets 10,000 tens. So it's a
They
lot
are,
of fun
they
you
are
can do for
gambling
that.
hard.
My wife told me she wanted to have a threesome with me and one of her female friends.
Okay.
I told her that if I really wanted to disappoint 2 people at once, I'd call my parents.
That is too close to home.
I don't know. What is the theme for these jokes?
Your mom.
Oh, here we go.
Friends are like boobs. Some are real, some are fake.
Some are squishy, some are hard.
Some are that way. Friends are also like snowflakes. They disappear when you pee on them. Not sure that.
Not all.
Not
all.
You know, not all.
I mean,
Depends how weird they are.
I got friends here that have survived mini peas.
We'll probably beat on each other at some point.
My friends and I started a business where we weigh tiny items. It's a small scale operation. That makes sense. That's true. When I die, I want my friends to do 2 things: scatter my remains on my ex's front lawn. Also, I don't want to be cremated.
Is this a pee thing too?
It must be.
Just throw your dismembered body parts on the front yard. I'm like Frank. Just throw me in the ocean. I don't care.
We're gonna
Throw me in
end
the
on
garbage.
we're gonna end on this one because it's a huge joke. So
All right, read more.
all right. There were 2 white. Nope. No. We're just gonna go ahead and keep.
Can I read it?
Now we're going on this one.
I uninstalled Facebook as I got depressed seeing my friends post their relationships and marriage. I uninstalled LinkedIn as I got depressed seeing my colleagues post their job change and promotion. I uninstalled Instagram as I got depressed seeing my friends travel and enjoy their lives. But I'll never uninstall Reddit because you guys are more miserable than me.
That's true. That is true.
100%.
Hard
That
truth.
is a fact.
100%. Okay.
Nope. I'm friends with 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why.
Okay.
That's a great dad
That's
joke.
Excellent.
That is a
That is 100%
great
dad
dad
joke.
joke.
Very, very good one. It's a deep one. That's
Corny.
That'll be hard to
Corny.
get.
I'm telling my son that one tomorrow.
I hope
Yeah.
you did. My wife asked me which of her friends I would like to have a threesome
Not
with.
this one.
Apparently, I'm not supposed to pick two of them. Just one. Just one.
Always just pick one.
Just
Pick
one.
Pick the fat one.
Never go past one. I started a band with friends called 999 Megabytes.
Okay.
Still haven't gotten a gig though. That makes sense. That's a dad joke.
That's a terrible
That's a-
dad joke.
My girlfriend
What's
has
going on right now.
two friends are having a chat in a bar. Hey, can I borrow a 10? Sure. Thank you. Anytime. That's how it ends. I don't have anything else. All right. Thank you. And
And
we're done.
we're done.
That's
Beautiful.
That's for that one.
Beautiful. That was definitely not the highest one we could.
Not
have
sure
done.
why the chat ended, but I'm gonna go ahead and share it, and I'll start another one.
On our chat,
I don't know. What
it's
happened.
going for me.
No, on the grams.
Oh, the grams. Did you hit a limit? We got so many viewers that crashed.
That's definitely not it. Thank you, though.
Wait, do we
Oh, we
hit
don't
two
do-
people?
We had a cards. You want to do cards?
Oh,
before
we do
move
have
on?
to do cards, so let's do cards.
Okay. We'll do three.
I think that's box.
3 for.
Do you have some over there?
Oh, the
Oh,
wife's
I-
got some new ones.
Yeah, we upgraded. Upgrade.
You'll be happy with.
What movie is that from?
That is from. Oh my God! Of course, you asked me this down. I'm having a brain fart.
Upgrade.
No, it's from
It's a
Mike
documentary.
Judd. It's Mike Judd. It's
Yep.
Idiocracy.
So close. Yep, there you go. Got it.
God, that's terrible. I had to think so hard on that.
Chat. You
I
know how
just
this
watched that the other
works?
day too.
One,
I haven't
two,
seen it in a long
three,
time.
4, and
Oh, I
5.
watch it like at least once a year.
It's
Take
too,
your
it's,
picks.
it's too depressing. to
It
watch
is
nowadays.
too much of like a nail
Well, at
in the
least
head.
wait for the questions before you pick them.
Nah, you got to pick ahead of time. I don't know. There's some rough ones in here.
Well, let's do a rough one. Since
No,
James is
you
here.
don't. No, sure.
All
You don't
right.
want the rough one.
Thank you.
Oh no, I want rough. I like
I
sandpaper.
know you like
Oh,
rough.
here we go. I'll just do this.
If we could just get you here
there.
more often,
I like
then
200 grit
it'd be-
sandpaper.
Stop being a puss and just come over every
You like,
Friday.
I like that polished grit.
We need to have
You
four.
like 4,000?
I like that polished.
Can we do 4 now?
Oh, I'm down for a 4-way.
Well, I mean, now that we have this camera, we can move the phone to the third.
I still
fourth
say you
position.
need to put a couch
Well,
here.
if James would stop leaning, James just keeps leaning further
James,
and
I
further.
can see your
in.
ear canal right now. I don't know what is happening. I can literally see
I
your
don't know what
brain.
I'm supposed to
I have to
do.
keep-
I need like safety cones to tell me where I'm at. Like,
You can see. Look at my screen. Can you not see it?
no, there's a
it's blocked by the
gigantic ass camera in the way.
Uh oh. Here we go.
Oh, so we missed it. All right.
Okay.
So real quick. All right.
Okay. Maybe not right in the
I mean,
microphone.
that. I'm sorry, guys. I got gas.
Well, there's plenty of air, hot air coming over here. I don't care. You look very sweaty from your from your.
He's
monkeying
been playing
around.
VR for like
You
4
gotta,
hours.
you gotta drink some water. You're red, boy.
All right. What are you showing everybody?
That's the
Very good.
best that Martin ever got.
I would play this right now.
So true.
I would play this right now, but could you imagine what his mouthpiece would taste like later?
Oh yeah, I know.
You know they
Right?
have plastic mouthpieces now?
Wait, what? Is it
Yeah.
plastic?
Yeah. No, they have
Oh,
plastic now.
This is my old.
No way.
That's
that
your old
same
one,
sound.
yeah.
This is my old horn.
Yeah.
Is that Yamaha? Yep, it's a good horn.
Who are you listening to lately?
Good solid daily
that
driver.
does- that
Had
does-
Yamaha for a
Maynard
long
Ferguson.
time.
Say it again.
Maynard Ferguson.
Maynard Ferguson.
Maynard Ferguson.
Maynard
Jamming
He's
out
the
man.
Maynard. A little bit of
Birdland.
Birdland.
You're
I love
been-
Birdland.
I'm gonna see
It's
if I
such a
can
good
play
song.
that high of a note.
Oh,
Paul
sure, I'm
Lowry
sure you
should be
can.
your inspiration.
Almost there.
Maynard
Not
Ferguson
quite.
just has that tone.
Yeah.
He just has a
Maynard
solid
Ferguson
tone.
has a range.
Well, he has a range too, but his like
Okay.
his timbre, his tone is just like so like nice.
So there was a
It's very
guy
clear.
from I forget what high school band it was that came over. There was a guy that had range,
Yeah,
and it was amazing hearing it from across a football field
Yeah.
because he was wailing, and you're like, so it's something you have to practice at a very young age, and funny enough, it's easier to hit those notes when you're not warmed up.
Yeah, I could get pretty high on the trombone, but I had a worse time getting low.
But so
You still play?
No, God no.
Maynard
Forever.
Ferguson goes so high in octave. So Paul Lowry and I used to get. He would always get about 2 or 3 notes higher than me. So he would go to high G's and up, and I would go to the high C's, and I just couldn't quite breach the G. I've only got there a couple times. But Paul got there pretty relatively often in high school. After that, no problem, because he obviously went and performed professionally. But Maynard Ferguson would go an octave above our highest. And it gets so high to the point that once you're at that octave, once you're 3 octaves up, you don't hit keys anymore. Like when he hits a key, it's for fun. The keys have nothing to do with the notes he's actually playing. He plays all those exact same notes up in that register. None of your keys matter.
Yeah.
And it's because the horn wasn't designed to actually go that high.
His embouchure's that strong that he can actually like make that note.
He basically was playing a second octave of what a piccolo trumpet would do.
Yeah.
Which is an octave higher. So it's amazing because he would actually play the keys. Maynard Ferguson would play the keys while he's up there, and so do other trumpet players that do it, but they actually don't have to, which is interesting because at that point they're like a trombone player.
Yeah, say your notes are so close together with your embouchure, you can just barely change it. And you don't need to change the keys.
Once you're that high, like nothing, the key doesn't matter anymore in terms of pressing keys. Yep.
My son, go ahead. Are you sunburnt, bro?
You look sunburned.
He's been playing VR.
But look, it's
no, look at his face.
white right here.
Yeah.
The VR has been glued to his face.
Oh, the VR, that's what it is. Yeah, okay.
It literally looks like you're sunburned.
God,
All right, playing.
You're wearing a hat.
The good news is it's a game where he's very, very active, so he gets sweaty as all get
No,
out.
it's good.
Is it a trumpet game?
No, it's a monkey game.
It was
A monkey trumpet game?
No, just a monkey game.
Oh.
No trumpet. And so they run around with their arms. They have no legs. They run around with their arms. And so I'm thinking about putting like wrist weights on him when he plays.
Okay.
And then he'll come
So
out
it's
of
a
the house
handicap
like,
monkey
He's gonna
game
look
with
like-
trumpets.
He's gonna look like a
no torso from the
just some
hips down.
ridiculous bodybuilder with like all
So a
all
handicap
arms,
monkey
Tiny little
game.
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Chicken legs and big arms.
All right. Tell everybody what you want to do, or tell everybody what you want to say, and then beat
Make
it.
sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications.
Stick an egg in your shoe
Watch the show.
so you can beat it.
Beat it.
He's also an '80s kid. He knows it.
Ooh, we saw it. We saw
his jam.
a Michael Jackson impersonator the other day. He was good.
Are the kids okay?
All right, I need you to get out. Love you. No laughing. Tell everybody bye.
Too soon.
Tell everybody bye. All right, you gotta go. Come on, we're in the middle of the
Just
segment.
say, make sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and hold on.
And do it one more time and go. That's it. See you next
I'm
week.
trying.
See you next week.
Oh yeah, this is something we heard in math. The math teacher said, there's something bad. Somebody here is possessed by an owl.
Don't know anything about
Who?
that reference, but got it. Thank you. See you later.
Funny. That's
Play
funny, Derek. I
outro
didn't
music.
get that.
He did his own outro music. All right, sounds good. Don't hit that thing.
You
on
get
your
to
way.
start.
Good job.
I have to
So
put these-
see,
I have to put these back up now. I don't know what you're doing. but-
So is he
moonwalking.
is he playing the trumpet?
No, he just does it for fun in real life.
So my son starts next week with the instrument selection because he wanted to join band. So they can try any instrument they want to.
Is he 5th grade? What?
No, he's 6th grade, middle school.
Okay.
So they can try any instrument they want to,
Let's see.
and as much as they want to until they kind of so that the teacher, and it wasn't like this when we were in middle school. I don't
Yeah.
remember it, but the teacher was like, it's like Harry Potter, right? Talking to the kids like Harry Potter, the wand chooses the wizard. So like I played trombone because my uncle had a trombone, so that was the only option I had really.
That's a much kinder reason why I picked it.
Yeah. So
Hey there.
But it was cool. So, like-
Celebration Sean. We're
so I
playing
guess
some
they
Cards
showed 'em-
Against you, Derek.
the past week they've been showing them videos of all the different instruments they could choose.
Make a
Oh,
pick
that's
in
cool.
chat.
And you know, like, hey,
Pick one,
tell us,
2, 3, or 4,
tell
5.
us which ones you want to try, and then the next couple of weeks, we'll spend every day you try a new instrument.
Yeah.
So John has picked the flute, lame, the Epiphone,
Wow.
which is like
What's
a
the
mini
Epiphone?
tuba,
The Epiphone?
or the not.
Like a baritone?
Is it? It's like a baritone, but it's a little bit smaller. I guess because they don't.
Like a French horn?
No, it's not a French
No,
horn.
it's like a baritone, but it's
Yeah, it's
smaller,
like a baritone, but it's a
You
little
have
bit smaller.
You have 4 keys.
It's a really.
I've never heard of
sound.
this. Yeah.
Which I told him, I was like, if you pick this one, you're going to play the tuba when you get in high school. Like that's the progression.
Yeah.
Just so you understand. And then he picked.
God, is he gonna be big enough to play tuba? Because
No.
tuba's big. He's like, every time I see him, he's tiny.
Weighs more than my son that weighs 47 pounds. And then
Wait,
the other
your
one-
son weighs 47 pounds?
No, he weighs more than that. He doesn't weigh much more than that.
He's like 40
dude,
pounds.
He's like skin and bones. And the other one was a trumpet. So I told him to pick something with bass clef because I know.
Look,
Bass
I just
clef.
want you to know right off the bat, the trumpet is the angelic instrument.
No, French horn. French horn by
No,
far.
no,
but-
the trumpet is the angelic instrument.
No,
It's
French horn.
biblical.
Literally, angels
literally-
play French horns.
No, they play trumpet. It's Gabriel's trumpet.
No, it's French horn.
But
He calls in everything. It's
I just
Gabriel's
want
trumpet.
I want both
no
of my
French
kids
horns.
to play something brass.
I'm pretty
I don't
sure
like-
back in the day they were thinking biblically. You know what? We really need a
Let's
French
make this
horn.
complicated ass, circular, tiny
Because-
ass mouthpiece.
What's the marching French horn? Was it a flugelhorn?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
the straight French horn.
Yes.
But anyways, like I told him, I was like, I want.
No, flugelhorn is a trumpet. It's
No, it's a French horn, but it's like
But what-
instead
what-
of turning.
euphonium.
Euphonium.
Yes,
That's what I'm talking about. Not
yes.
Epiphone.
That's a
Euphonium.
euphonium.
So
Yeah.
that's the French horn.
Correct. That's
But it-
the marching French.
But it was
horn.
like upright. It's
yes,
like this.
it's a euphonium.
Okay. Because I wasn't really familiar with
And
euphonium.
the embouchure for that is insane. You have to have the tiniest little lips for that.
But it guarantees you can get an orchestra because orchestras
French
don't
horn is
have saxophones.
Nope.
They
No,
don't
they don't have
any
woodwinds.
other-
No.
That's what I
woodwinds.
I told both my sons. I said, I want you to play percussion or brass because if for some reason you pop off and you're amazing at this,
Yeah.
woodwinds.
I hope all of you
don't.
have these
There's
cards.
no,
Dime a
there's no
dozen.
progression.
But as a
Unless you-
male woodwind player, you do stand out.
We lost our
That's
Instagram guy because we were busy talking about band stuff.
Hey,
It's the
band stuff's hot.
euphonium.
Euphonium.
Why am I not familiar with that
Euphonium.
term?
We had it in Cartersville. We had it.
I'm sure we did, but I thought it was. But is that different than the baritone?
Let's go ahead and move this one.
Okay.
On. I don't think this is going to go anywhere.
big,
it is it's
hot
vastly different from the
Fire
baritone.
We
that's
have
burning
lost
everybody.
Completely different from the
We
baritone.
have lost whoever we're going to lose.
We
with
have
all of our
negative
quantum
viewership.
mechanics. All right. So I'm going to read it all the way through, and then I'll repeat it. Guess first, as
Guess
always.
first.
What's kind of sad, kind of beautiful, but also kind of funny? So, James, what is kind of sad, kind of beautiful, but also kind of funny?
The wonderful giant spoon known as a ladle.
Oh, agreed.
That's very
Okay,
profound
Martin.
of you.
What's kind of sad, kind of beautiful, but also kind of funny?
Edible underpants. Okay.
Came through with that one.
That's where. That's
All right.
where-
Question. I'll read it all the way through twice. Here we go. What keeps me warm during the cold, cold winter? All right, James. What keeps me warm during the cold, cold winter?
Yogurt that moans in pleasure as you eat it.
Yogurt.
Shut up, Meg.
Please pick number one.
Shut up, Derek. Oh. all right.
What keeps me warm during the cold, cold winter?
Roadhead.
I love it.
Wow. Okay.
Well, somebody pick number 5. There's not 5 cards, so. All right, this is an easy one. Fill in the blank. I'll read it twice. Men like blank. James. Men like.
A real job with insurance and your taxes taken out and everything.
You know what?
the hell's diversity?
Old.
DEI.
I love old wooden ships.
Old wood ship. Okay.
All right, boss.
Yep.
Men like blank.
Winking at old people. A horse with no legs. Jason, the teen mayor.
Jason the Teen Mayor. Oh, I love it.
I had one more. Are you done?
I'm done. You want me to pick one?
No,
You want me to pick a single one for you?
I got a single one right here.
He
It's a
just
good
has
one.
a single
All right, here
one
we
for
go.
himself.
First one I pulled out. Let's see. This won't be like negotiating with the Vogons. Humans only respond to one thing.
Having no legs, just toes.
I can't stop eating.
Makes a lot of sense. All right, so we're queuing up your segment, aren't we? Like
Yeah.
this is gonna be a new
Is this
new
us?
thing.
DGT.
Well, I heard your music.
No, you did not hear my music.
I swore I heard one of your songs.
It was on the other playlist then.
Oh, that's fascinating.
But we will go to my segment. Oh, look at that. Look what the man has done.
Okay, I like this.
You like it? Everybody just marvel in the beauty that is.
And the CRT of this.
The CRT-ness. The music going good?
Oh, it's great.
Flow of mine.
You look really heavy, like the TV
Like
that you're
I'm
on looks
fat?
really heavy.
Derek Headroom, there you go.
Those CRT
I
TVs
should
weigh
do
like
the,
85 pounds.
You should give me some glitches like Max Headroom.
Ooh, some static.
Look, I'll work on it.
He's got enough. He did the pixelization. It looks good. I like it. I feel like I'm in the 80s.
Can you make it low def,
Talking
like
about
ultra low
modern-
def,
Modern
I don't
problems.
even know what that means.
like 240p?
So I didn't speak about this the last couple of weeks. I think it was still ongoing. I don't know. James, you're more than welcome to chime in. I don't know if you watched it, but have you watched House of the Dragon?
No.
The Game of Thrones?
Well, season 1, yeah.
Okay, so season 2 is out.
But I have Bluey. I watch
fine.
Bluey.
Bluey?
Nothing wrong with that.
House of the Bluey.
Yes.
House
is
of
what he's
the
been
Bluey.
watching. House of the
Sounds
Bluey.
like a porno.
They tried to sell their house and then they didn't. It was incredible. I cried.
I think
Derek
people
Headroom.
like that show because
Does anybody want me to make it more pixelated?
no, do not make it more pixelated because then you won't see me. Everybody wants to see this beautiful double chin I have.
I can.
But I think people like Bluey more because it's Australian, maybe the accent. You think? Does it add to it?
It has elements for the adults and elements for the kids, and it makes the parents reflect on what's going on in
Okay.
their lives right now.
Okay.
And it's very emotional because you're like, shit, somebody else is
Kinda
going through this with me at the same time.
Okay.
You ever
I've
watched-
never seen it, so
You
I
ever
don't
watched
know.
This Is Us?
No.
Okay,
I know it. I know
watch This Is Us because it gives you the feels. Bluey gives you the
Chat, is
feels
this
in
not
10 minutes.
pixelation?
Okay. All right. So that's too. That's
Oh,
too
that-
much. I look like I'm on a Japanese.
No,
porno.
that's about right. That's about right.
No. So I'm going to preface this by going down a little bit of
Oh, wait, what?
what?
Going down? What?
Yeah. Preface this by going down a little bit of a rabbit hole because this is something I'm passionate about. So I picked up the first Game of Thrones book in 2000, the year
Oh,
I
yeah.
graduated high school. That year, maybe it's 2001. Anyways, Storm of Swords came out, the third book in the series. I remember it because I was at Barnes & Noble, and I was a very big visual shopper.
Okay.
So I loved epic fantasy at the time, and I loved
Snickers.
and Snickers. I still
Yes.
do because I'm fat.
That's, so,
And I loved epic science fiction. Those were my
Okay.
two favorites. So I was going through Barnes & Noble, and there was a big hardcover of Storm of Swords, which is the third novel in Game of Thrones. Had just come out, had a big, beautiful cover, very minimalistic. Just had the throne on the front. I think the Storm of Swords did, or maybe it had the fighting scene. No, it had the throne. I think. Big blue cover. It was beautiful. The hardback looked really, really nice, and I was like, "Damn, this looks like a good book, right?" Because I'm a very visual
Yeah.
kind of person. I
Yeah.
was like, "Damn, this looks good." So I picked it up and I looked at it, and I was like, "Okay, whatever." So third book, so I'll find the first two. So I found the first one, which was Game of Thrones. Author I never really knew of, even though he'd been around since the 70s. Maybe I'd read some of his stuff in science fiction anthologies, which is what he was known for back then. But I wasn't really familiar with his stuff, so I brought it. You sons of bitches! So I brought it home, and it was probably the most confusing 50 chapters I'd ever read.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So as I read the book, I was like, "Son of a bitch! I don't know what's going on." It was a book that had, and I'd read really confusing science fiction and fantasy up till then. It had an index. It had family trees.
Oh, it's so confusing because
And
your
everybody's name-
introduction to all the families.
Yeah, and the Targaryens all had the same damn names. Aegon, Daemon, Darion, Aemon. Yeah, anyways, it drove me crazy, right? And then some like Eddard Stark, his nickname was Ned.
Yes, Ned
Which how the
Stark,
hell did
yeah.
they get Eddard to Ned? Made no sense, right?
Well, they're all inbred up there, so.
Yeah, I mean, so not the North wasn't
They got
inbred,
wolves.
just the Targaryens were inbred.
They got wolves
Anyways,
with
it was very confusing for about half the book. I would like flip to the index, flip to the heraldries. But anyways, about halfway through, it all kind of clicked, and I read it, and it was like George Martin's writing is probably some of the best fantasy that's ever been written. Just his descriptiveness of everything, fight scenes. Brandon Sanderson's good, Robert Jordan's good. But
Robert
nobody
Jordan.
can write a fight scene that is brutal like George Martin. I don't care
No.
who you
Yeah.
are. George, like the Battle of Blackwater, which is in the first book, I
I mean,
believe.
Red Wedding, like
The Red
there we
Wedding,
go.
something. But even like the gigantic battles, nobody writes them like George Martin. It's just so visceral.
Wait till you get to the end of Wheel of Time.
I know.
Have you read the Wheel of Time yet?
No,
And Brandon
I have
Sanderson
all
has
of it
great
except
ones.
the last.
But Brandon Sanderson has come out and said that he'll never. Well, George Martin doesn't want anybody to finish his books, but Brandon Sanderson, because people have asked Brandon Sanderson, "Will you finish George Martin's books?"
No, he's
and he
already
says
finished
he 100% will
Robert
not
Jordan's.
because it's not his writing style, because it's so bloody and visceral that he just can't
and
do it.
Robert Jordan was his like
Yeah,
idol.
yeah,
And,
exactly.
and Robert Jordan
And Robert
handpicked
Jordan,
Sanderson.
Robert Jordan were similar styles.
Yeah.
At the very end. But anyways, not to digress. So anyway, so I read the first book. It finally clicked about halfway through. I loved it. Read the second book, third book. Waited years for the fourth book. Waited years for the fifth book. Obviously, the sixth book's never come out.
Will it
but-
Or
ever?
will.
It may never.
I
Whatever.
thought 2018 is supposed to come out.
It was, and that's been 7 years ago.
What year is this now?
Yeah. So, but anyway, so I have probably reread those books
I've done
more
twice.
than 10 times.
Oh, damn.
And I have read all of the ancillary books that come with it. I have read all of George Martin's, everything that he's ever written, I've read. I actually have a limited edition retrospective, which was all of his short stories and novellas collected into one limited edition set. I have a numbered edition, or lettered edition. So it's one of 26 in the world. That's how serious I am about George Martin's writings. I have seen everything that he's ever done. I love his writings. So, House of the Dragon, but we're not going to talk about Game of Thrones because that was obviously a disappointment at the end. But House of Dragons came out, and it is based on Fire and Blood, a small part of Fire and Blood. That is the history of the Targaryens. So, Targaryens, the ruling family, founded Westeros.
Dragons.
They didn't found Westeros, but anyways, they formed the kingdom, 7 kingdoms, brought them all together. Had the dragons, so they took everybody over. Fire and Blood. I don't know if you've read it.
No.
Anybody here? It is essentially like the history. It's like a history book of the Targaryens that George Martin wrote. It's really good because it takes into account like unreliable narratives and people that weren't really there. So say like Homer, right, wrote about the Iliad and the Odyssey, but he wasn't there, so he didn't really know everything that happened. That's kind of how George Martin writes this book. You know, he kind of pieces together certain histories and certain writers and stuff.
So it's kind of like
Third party perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
well, there's an author. He wrote Master and Commander and all those other books.
Oh yeah, what was his name? Ratio.
No,
that's the
it's,
character's name.
Ratio Sands?
I'll think of it. Go ahead.
So, anyways, yeah. So, but it's written in that style, right? Where like there's a major battle, but nobody
from
really knows
different
what one side
perspectives.
was thinking
Yeah.
because there's no historians from that side. But anyways, but the book is from Aegon
Patrick O'Brien.
Okay. The book is from Aegon the Conqueror all the way up until essentially when Game of Thrones starts. And there's a bunch of different, there's the Blackfire Rebellion, there's the Dance of Dragons, which is what House of Dragons is based off of. There's all these like infighting and the conquering of Westeros. Anyways, so they take one small part of this book to turn into a series because it's probably the most exciting. The Dance of Dragons, which turns into House of Dragons. It's essentially a Targaryen civil
Kentucky
war,
Piper.
which a king dies. Well, you watched the first season, right?
Yeah.
So a king dies. The daughter thinks that she should be the heir. The wife thinks that her son should be the heir.
Right. They
And
go at
essentially
it.
makes a civil war. They
That's
break off. It 100% is the downfall of the. If you follow it all the way to the end, it's the downfall of the Targaryen regime. It ends with Game of Thrones, where they don't have any dragons left. They don't have any strong rulers. Everybody with any like decent bloodline has been killed off. It's very important to the history of the nation. The show, the first season was great. Killed it. I thought did a really good job. I think that should probably be about 3 seasons. The second season was great up until the very last episode. And you realize the first season was 10 episodes. The second season was 8 episodes. There are very, very intense, like dragon on dragon fighting. Because at this point in the world, there's probably 12 like battle ready dragons left, you know, that are just, they can level a town. And there's like maybe 6 on each side,
Yep.
8 and 4, whatever. There's a good number of dragons left, and there's battles that take out, essentially take out multiple dragons at a time because they're so violent. It's like a, what do you call that? A zero-sum game,
Yeah.
right? Nobody's going to win because
Mad,
it's-
mutually assured destruction.
I have a feeling that it's kind of based on like Russia and U.S., right? We both have nuclear weapons. What happens if we both use nuclear weapons on each other? Which is what the dragons
Shall
are.
we play a game?
Yeah, dragons are essentially nuclear weapons for these two countries that just bombard each other. And there are so many just huge set pieces and throughout this war. Literally none of them happen in the second book, in the second series of the show. There's one episode where they have a semi-large battle with 2 versus 1, where one dragon from one side tries to come in to take over something, and then she's surprised by a couple other ones, and there's a big death. Whatever. It's a great scene. Actually, it looks really good. Probably one of the best like CGI TV things that's ever been done that I've seen, besides your favorite Ring of Power.
It's so glorious.
But it looks really good. It's very, very impactful. After that, there's probably 4 or 5 large, like very large set pieces. It's like the Game of Thrones, right? Where like the entire continents. It's bigger than Game of Thrones, where the entire continents are just fighting against each other. Like every single lord, every single house, every single dragon that's in play is fighting. Literally none of it happens in the second season. It's such utter bullshit that I've ever seen. It's like almost, sorry for the language.
No,
But
no,
exposition.
No, you're good. I'm just saying, like,
I've been
it's
reading
like-
these books for like, what, 24 years now? I've known every single theory. I've been on the boards for a long time, so I'm very, very like adamant about it. So to hear like, or to watch this where it's almost like a preview for the rest of the show, and it's really, no, I don't know, it just very, very upset me. I don't know if anybody haven't been reading the
An
comments.
expensive preview.
It's a very expensive preview because the penultimate episode ends with one side having gained dragons that were riderless. So essentially in the show, in the books, in the lore, you have a dragon and a rider bond with each other. And if the human dies, because dragons live hundreds of years, if the human dies, the dragon becomes like feral and just kind of moves on until they find somebody to bond with. Usually it has to be they thought it had to be a Targaryen, so that was the only thing that happened. So they find out like you can use people with light Targaryen blood, Targaryen light, you know, to kind of bond with these dragons. So one side picks up like 4 dragons. So you see this beautiful like set piece where it's like 6 dragons all lined up, you know, in different spots in the episode, in different spots in the foreground and background. Big, you know, dilapidated castle, the queen in the front, and you're like, holy shit, like this is about to go down.
Right.
Like, you know, Queen Rhaenyra's in the front. Like she's got a big, massive, you know, 200-year-old dragon from the conquest. You're like, this is about to go down. This is awesome. Next episode, literally nothing happens. Literally nothing. It was so on the cusp of having one of the greatest battles in the Game of Thrones like lore, where multiple factions are just like wiped out, multiple houses are wiped off the playing board for eternity, just destroys, you know, countless people, and they just didn't show it.
So the nuclear bombs go off, but they didn't show it.
No, they just they push the button.
And then nothing
They
happened.
push the button on episode 7, and then episode 8 is like them just twiddling their thumbs and walking around and like having like behind the scenes like bullshit.
Well, I can't wait for the rating on this one.
yeah. So
Wow.
That being said,
How many veins we talking about?
The show looks amazing.
But the writers
just
The
bombed
writers
it.
are probably all AI
This is
now.
what the problem is. The problem is they wanted to drag it out to 4 seasons or whatever.
Yeah, make that money.
Because I think that's what they said before. It's like, oh, we want to do 4 seasons. it needs like 3 seasons
Yeah.
of like just solid storytelling. And they could have done it. How much time I got left?
Well,
Oh, we're like 10 minutes over.
You know.
I don't give a shit. I will say,
Understood.
probably my favorite, like, the other thing that sucks about House of the Dragon that really pissed me off. Nowhere in the book that it was based off of did they mention the prophecy of Fire and Ice. You know how, Aegon's going to come back and destroy the Night King and all the White Walker bullshit. Nowhere does it ever mention that. But they decided to shoehorn that into the new show and make it about that to tie it into the old show that they essentially ruined by rushing.
Oh, I'm on pins and needles. I can't wait for this review.
Fucking hate it. Next thing is,
God, it evolves.
They
There's
just-
so many layers like an onion.
they just approved,
That's a big rotten onion,
they
too,
just
by the way.
green-lighted probably what's going to be hopefully, knock on wood if they don't screw it up, my favorite Game of Thrones iteration will be Dunk and Egg, which is the Hedge Knight.
We need to get an 8-ball.
I know,
for him,
right?
Just so he can shake it. And it's like, outlook looks poor.
Yes.
So Dunk and Egg is.
I remember this,
It,
yeah.
They actually mentioned it in the old series. Sir Duncan the Tall and Aemon Targaryen. So Sir Duncan the Tall is a Hedge Knight, which a Hedge Knight is somebody that's not what do you call it? A Ronin.
Yeah.
A
He's not affiliated with anybody.
That's not a samurai that's not attached to any lord. He's just a knight that
He's
is a
for
knight.
hire.
He's not a squire. He's been knighted officially.
For hire.
Yes, exactly. He's like a mercenary. So he comes across his knight dies, and right on his deathbed he knights him. So he's essentially like a homeless knight. He doesn't have anybody, but he's been knighted, so he's official. He wants to make his fortune in tournaments. Jousting, like what's that with Heath Ledger called? That awesome movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Knight's Tale?
Yeah, Knight's Tale, right? He wants to make his fortune in tournaments, jousting and battling, and going to war, but doesn't really have anybody to like back him up, right?
Right. He's got no coat of arms.
He's got
for
no
who
coat of arms. He
represents,
essentially steals the Dead Knight's coat of arms and takes over his persona. So he shows up to, he's traveling to go to this tournament. This bald-headed kid kind of like gets in with him, like, hey, I'm homeless,
Comes
I want
a
to hang
squire,
out.
yep.
Comes the squire, is like, hey, can I squire for you? He's like, sure, whatever. Little weird homeless kid with no hair.
He's a guy from Bad Santa.
Yeah.
He's a blonde-haired kid from Bad Santa.
Are you shitting me, kid? Dropped on your own head. So anyway, he gets to the tournament. It's a major tournament that's happening.
We're getting there,
This
Sam.
kid's a squire. Shut up, everybody. I just want to say this.
He was asking about the shot. That's all.
Yeah, we'll get there. The kid turns out to be a Targaryen prince, who is basically like fourth in line that nobody cares about. So he kind of goes off and does his own thing. Sir Duncan the Tall, which is what he calls himself, because he's like 7 feet tall, gets mixed in with his tournaments. I hate y'all. But what I'm most excited about with this, honestly, because it's a great story, and they're all novellas, and they're all like self-contained. It's kind of like a little. They made comic books out of them. They're kind of like little adventures of Duncan and Egg, and they do their own little thing. Eventually, he becomes like. Aegon becomes king essentially, even though he wasn't supposed to, and Dunk becomes like whatever, the protector. They call him the White Cloaks.
Yeah,
that's all way in the future. But this is like their adventures in between that. Essentially, they do whatever they want to. But it all happens during the Blackfire Rebellion, which is like the big like Targaryen bastard rebellion, because one of the kings on his deathbed legitimized every single son he ever had, regardless of who he had it with. So you went from having one heir to having like 15 heirs, and they all just fought against each other. The Targaryen bastard name is Blackfire. So they weren't, it was like, John Blackfire as opposed to John. But anyways, they all said, hey, I'm king. And so they all just had one gigantic like civil war that lasted like 150 years because they couldn't figure it out. But anyways, Dunk and Egg is kind of like the beginning of the Civil War. And this is after the house. So there's no dragons left, but they all have. But anyways, it kind of intertwines with that, which is really exciting. And it really, really sucks because I'm really worried they're going to just completely ruin it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What are we reviewing again?
House of the Dragon, season 2.
Oh, God.
Okay, I thought it was Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time was
I
terrible.
can get very in-depth with
No, Wheel of Time was terrible.
House of the Dragon season 2. How hard is it going up? Just a 3.
Just a 3.
Disappointing. Great set pieces.
It just couldn't maintain.
It
just
cannot maintain.
It just half mass
cannot
and then just
maintain.
like went flaccid.
It just went flaccid. Made me mad. I don't care.
Speaking of flaccid, we're gonna
I'll talk about
take
Game of
this
Thrones all
shot
day
real
long.
quick. So
Hit the
we'll
button.
do it. Yes, sir. Hey,
Dilly dilly.
Boy.
All right, I won't talk for the rest of the episode.
Oh,
But so you talk for the whole
gotta
episode.
talk now.
All right, I didn't have anything prepared.
What?
What?
No. Okay.
From the
Doesn't
far
he have
reaches of the trailer park
Is there any music?
comes. What are we doing? God dang it.
Oh, you need an intermission?
Which
you
one
don't
is it?
want to miss this. Oh, yeah, that's great. That's exactly what Karnak's music is. Go ahead.
What is Karnak's music?
I don't freaking know. We gotta hurry this up though before James pisses all over himself.
All right.
'Cause
From the
There it
far
is.
reaches of the trailer park comes he who should not be named.
he who shall not be named.
He doesn't know much, but he knows cards. Let's give it up for Karnak the Magnificent.
I'm bin Salam bin Laden.
All right, we have
Bin Laden.
we have at least 17 hermetically sealed envelopes.
That's not true.
Let's see what's going on.
I should get
Number one.
overtime. I should get overtime for this and I should have been more prepared, even though I was getting him to be more prepared. And apparently I was.
Sorry, went off the
I was
rails on that
prepared.
one.
There we go. Would you like me to stall for you there, sir? Okay. Breaking the Olympics.
Oh, breaking the Olympics.
Breaking the Olympics. After much relief, Huck Tua Girl is replaced by Raygon.
Sorry. that might be the best one of all time. Number 2.
Number 2.
Not going to be as good.
Can't come close to I'm all over the place now. Opportunity economy.
No. The economy.
Okay. Opportunity economy.
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
Sam on mine.
What can be unburdened by what has been Bidenomics? Okay.
Hitting too close to home. Just make my beef cheaper.
I feel so bad.
Number 3.
Number
Heyo.
number 3. You know, we've got this.
Martin wanted to end it after my segment.
Free market.
No, free market.
Free market.
That's a good thing.
Free market.
So they tell me.
What it looks like when toothpaste isn't behind bulletproof glass. Free. That makes a lot of sense.
Hey, if it's on the shelf, it's free.
If it's on the
Number
shelf.
4.
Number 4.
Oh,
That one
That was
was
a
like
good
a
one.
knuckleball, and I
Slider.
wasn't ready for it. Protecting tips.
Yeah.
Protecting tips.
Protect the tips.
Yeah.
Just a tip.
Just the tip. A strategy perfected by Willie Brown. Okay. Makes
God.
makes sense.
Cinco.
Cinco. Whatever Cinco
De
is.
Mayo. At number 5.
Laugh line.
Oh, laugh line.
Laugh line is the laugh line.
Yep, heard that.
What happens when Stephen Colbert says CNN is fair and objective? That actually happened. That was
Getting deep.
It's a
Number
real,
6.
real life thing.
Going over. Heyo.
Yep. Oh, I actually caught that one of all things.
Good job, buddy. Good job, Karnak.
Well, you know,
Craptificent.
I thank you. I appreciate that. Friends.
Oh, this is going to be bad. Not going to repeat it.
Friends. 5 friends, 2 doctors, and ketamine queen. With friends like these, who needs enemies?
Wow.
Yayo.
Heyo. Thank God this is last.
And
After that one, number
let's
7.
Yes, May. May all of your kids learn how to perform nursing intravenously with ketamine queen.
Okay.
Mpox.
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 Opposite outpox.
Mpox. There's a little monkey in there. Mpox.
No.
What was the test name for the Jonas Brothers' first major hit?
Don't.
Mpox?
Monkeypox. They call it Mpox now.
Oh.
Jonas Brothers' first hit. Mbop.
That's
That was
Hanson.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I was like, I am
See you
so
there.
confused.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in, Cardneck.
Thank you.
You know, your divinations aren't always 100% accurate, but
It's the thought that counts.
they are well received.
87%.
60% of the time it works.
Every
100%
time.
of the time.
Every time.
I need a towel.
You need a towel?
Oh, I need a towel too.
It's been a very hard day.
Oh, I am so moist right now.
Did you just huck Tui over
I
there?
just hocked to it all over this damn
to it?
show.
You had spillage? I don't know what's happening. I don't even know what's going on right now.
Cardneck was so incredible that he wet himself.
Karnak is great. Well, I mean, that makes two of you.
Yeah.
So
I could not contain it. I was so elated. I just had to relieve myself.
I love this really massive side profile of you.
Hey.
It's a
How
little-
are you?
It's a slightly, well, he's back. All right. We're good.
God, that was the fastest pants
Slight-
change
slight-
I've ever seen. How do you have
that's-
new pants on? Do you bring a wardrobe?
Yeah. Every time.
Such a diva. Such a
Well,
diva.
first off, Derek is a diva because I have to take his food order before he even shows up.
Oh no,
That's my craft services.
So would
it's
you-
in his contract.
It's absolutely in his contract.
No green M&Ms. Do
I can't
not
wait
give
for
him
you to read
green.
that off of that.
Shut up.
We don't have enough time for that to dry out.
No, we're gonna do it. Do it live.
Here's the thing.
Where's the button?
Here's the thing. I don't actually need this. I don't actually need that. I'm actually all ready. Oh,
Are you always
I got
ready?
two musics going on.
Are you always on?
I turned that one off. Let's recalibrate.
Have we
This has
recalibrated?
been a hard day. I got very angry for a minute.
Understood.
I'm better now.
That's all right. I'm here for you.
Thanks, buddy. I love you.
Yes, it's that time again where we bring to you the little people, the Friday Night Playhouse. Yes, that time each week where though you feel like you are on an inflation roller coaster looking for your true love because all the grooming you have been doing to yourself, you are still making the right choice by cooling off with us each week. Whether you are sucking down rum runners or enjoying your favorite man meat bratwurst, nothing is as delicious as the Friday Night Playhouse. Now come out of your surveilled state and go airborne with the cool kids as it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You might just become a part of the pipe pack itself if you can guess this big screen art. So strike a match and light your bowl as you are in for one hell of a ride that we do for each week for you, the little people. Well, Mr. Derek and that old Over a Pipe News team.
Hello, Martin, in the Over a Pipe news team.
Hey, nice closer, gentlemen. I didn't know that the Salvation Army was having a sale. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Look at these guys. So, what are you doing on our turf over here, there, Derek? You're about to get a serious beatdown, or I should say, James.
I will smash your face into a car windshield and then take your mother, Miss Martin, out for a nice seafood dinner and never call her again.
Miss Martin is
That's
a
me.
saint.
Miss Martin is a saint. You understand me? Do you understand me? She's a saint.
Hey, leave mothers out of this, all right? It's unnecessary. Besides, hey, he's just upset. over finishing the second in ratings and again.
You know, that's completely uncalled there, James. You know, those rating systems are all flawed. They don't take into account houses that have more than 2 television sets and, you know, other things of that nature.
I guess I have to take your word. Number 2. You have a great day, fellas. We'll see you around the bend.
Hey, James, you know, those sample audiences are big enough. They're not big enough. Stop hiding behind those phony numbers and, you know, I'm coming after you. I hate you. I hate you. You guys can't freaking say anything, you know? Even the guy who can't think says something. You guys freaking stand there. Come on.
And scene.
I love Lamp.
Yes, I can feel your amazement and satisfaction over the interwebs for this week's Friday Night Playhouse. I could tell just from the flow of conversation that all of you could barely contain yourselves. Let it not be said that I would ever deny such wonderful moments from you, the little people. Join us again next week, same time, same place, for the Friday Night Playhouse. We'll see you then.
That was good.
There you go. I did. It was an excellent job.
Couple
Excellent
of
work.
bumps.
Well, I mean,
That's
like,
okay, though.
the rehearsal happens very quickly. And
I mean, the cocaine bumps are just
Wow.
wonderful.
Right. Yeah. You know, if it
Is that in the budget?
If it itches, hit it with a shampoo.
I will say, it is harder to do multi-person scene.
Well, especially if you're running the cameras.
Yeah, but I mean, having to space out everything.
That's right. All right. Let's see. Did anybody? Oh, we got.
Oh, they got it right away.
As a naive thespian, I'm not good with scenes and characters because I don't know who they are.
You did great.
I
There we go.
have
Cincinnati nailed that.
to say all the words.
I can't believe that.
You just guessed that easily.
Who's
Hello,
our Ron Burgundy soundbite?
Ron Hardcrackers.
Yeah, I can't believe Ron Hardcracker's not here tonight.
Because Ron Hardcracker, he was here, but then he had to go to the hospital because he's got the vid and bad X-rays, and his wife told him to go.
Oh, I totally missed that.
Oh, gonorrhea?
Yeah, I was
that
spending
happens.
45 minutes crying about Game of Thrones.
Well,
I was falling asleep.
I was gonna say it went long, but it didn't. Go,
I didn't realize-
but it didn't go short.
Can I just say I didn't realize that was such a trigger for me until I got into it.
Oh,
and then I got very
if you've ever seen a trigger,
That was an amazing trigger. I was mystified by the whole thing. I was like, his ass is still going.
oh, you were so
was
passionate
like,
about it. I'm like,
you have no
thi-
idea.
I was waiting.
You're more passionate than George R. R. Martin
How
is about
in
that.
deep.
I was waiting to hit.
I care more about more about Westeros than
That's
George
what I
Martin
wanted to do
does.
the whole time. Just while you were sitting there going on about it, and I was like, but I couldn't.
I will say I was so proud. I was there the day that they figured out who John's parents were on the message boards.
No, you're John's parent. You were John's father. Do you know this? You are John's father.
But no, I was there. Also, I was there when they figured out who John's parents were by the third book, I think. I was also there when they figured out one guy 20 years ago guessed what Hodor was and where he got his name from. Can I tell you?
So is this on Reddit? What is
No,
this
this
on the
was
forum?
way before Reddit. This was on A Song of Ice and Fire, like forums.
Yeah.
There was a post that some guy made where it was like a page long, right? It was like me on like cocaine, and he had all these like things linked out that like what Hodor, like where he came from, what his theories were, and then 20 years later when the show came out and showed what happened to Hodor and where the thing came from, that dude updated that post from 20 years ago and said, "I freaking knew it! I knew it! I was right!" And everybody celebrated him.
So I don't know how far you've gotten in the Wheel of Time, but there's a bigger conspiracy.
Not far enough. I know you said there was one that's not proven, right?
It is.
Oh, it's proven. Okay.
Somebody proved it.
Okay.
And that's Asmodean. So,
Okay.
So Asmodean
Don't
is
spoil it for me.
It's not a spoiler.
Okay, you can say it.
But it's so.
He's one of the
book are you-
Forsaken.
What book are you in?
4 or 5 at this point.
Asmodean's
Have
in
you
there.
gone to the desert yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Rand's teacher.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So Asmodean, there's a part, and it's going to be, where is Asmodean?
Yeah.
okay.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be the biggest question. It's the biggest one throughout the whole series. Now,
Where?
where is Asmodean?
Okay.
Why is
Here-
Asmodean?
but the big thing is that there's a guy on the Reddits, because this went on for about a decade.
Well, the book's been out for what, 30 years now.
But this went on for about a decade, and Brandon Sanderson, the first thing he did when he took over the Wheel of Time, at the very end of it, he went to look, where is Asmodean? So it was such a big deal that even Brandon Sanderson went to find out what happened. So it's not, there's no spoiler to it, but a guy figures it out. One person actually figures it out.
Yeah.
And the depth that this person went to figure it out probably should win a Nobel Prize.
Yeah, right.
But should also get a life.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Probably did nothing with his
like the
life,
Hodor
but
guy.
could have done everything.
Right? The odds
But
that this guy
one-
guessed Hodor.
But you got to think, Hodor was 10 times more obvious. I'll say that.
This guy went down a rabbit hole and found out where this guy was.
I'm talking about utilizing from one book a single sentence.
Okay. That's what it takes.
But piecing a mosaic together out of nothing, but figured it out, which is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
It's impressive.
But you'll see that later on.
It's always impressive.
That's
okay.
one thing.
All
You'll
right. I'll keep
just
it up.
search. Like when you're done, just search where's Asmodean. Okay. You're gonna ask anyways, but when you do, don't do it.
No, I won't spoil myself.
So,
what was I gonna say? Brandon Sanderson. You guys like Brandon Sanderson?
I like Brandon Sanderson
very much.
I like the Mistborn trilogy. I
think
that was really
I
good.
follow him on TikTok. I think he posts or YouTube. One of the
Is
two
it a
I've seen.
tablet for indigestion? It can be.
That's
Towns.
Asmodean.
Ron's sleeping. There he is.
You know
Ron
what?
he was napping. He was all right.
But I was watching. He just finished the 4th book in the what's his big series
The
called?
King, the Way of the King.
Yeah, Way of the Kings. Right. He just finished the 4th. Or he finished the.
I can't get into it.
So good.
I can't.
Yeah, no.
I've tried.
You got just
3
just
times.
Plow through the first book and you'll get into it.
This is like the Dark Tower series, and it's the first book of the fucking Dark Tower
Yeah,
series.
the first
which
book.
is
But once you
garbage
get over
shit.
the halfway the hump.
Gunslinger is utter dog shit put in a paper bag
right.
and stomped out by Mr. Sainer.
right.
It's
Calm down.
ultimate.
Oh, rest
Too
in
soon.
peace.
Sorry.
Too soon.
Was that too soon?
Too soon.
It wasn't on fire.
No, but I was watching
He
him,
was.
and he just
was
finished,
on
so
fire.
he's talking about his writing process. I thought it was cool. So I don't know if you haven't read the books, but have you read all the
No.
Okay.
He's
The
got his
Way-
own YouTube
The Way of
channel now.
Kings is like epic fantasy. There is every single chapter is one point of view, and there's probably 6 or 7 per book, and they're all interspaced, right? So you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
Pulp Fiction.
and they're all back and forth. So that way you get like a little bit of action, a little bit of like story movement, and a little bit of action, a little bit of story movement, and then climax, and then you get a little bit of so it goes like that, right? You get like 2 or 3 humps. in
has
the
a
book.
cadence to it.
Has a cadence to it. So, and I thought this was genius when he was talking about it. He takes, say, book 4. He knows it's going to be about these 3 characters. It's going to be about character A, B, and C. It's their storylines. They're the main characters, and then all their ancillary, people that join them.
Yeah.
So he writes character A from start to finish. He writes all their chapters, their entire storyline. And then he writes character B and then character C. So then at that point he's got A, B, and C. He's got his entire book, but it's not in order.
Yeah.
And so then he lays out all the chapters and he says, well, how do these characters interact, and what makes it more exciting to read the book? Whereas you're not reading like a bunch of like
Linear things.
a bunch of linear stuff, and then action, and then like 1,000 pages of linear, then action, right? So he takes it as it progresses, linearly, or by the timeline, and he puts them all together. So he goes, he's got A, B, and C. So he goes A, B, C, B, C, A, B, A, C, and he mixes them all together, and then he sends it out to like the alpha readers, and they, we like this, we like that. It was exciting, it wasn't exciting, and then he adjusts them as he goes. So essentially, he writes 3 full-length novels, which, 500 pages each, whatever a novel is, and then he takes 3 full-length novels that he's written and mashes them all together to make one Way of Kings book. And it's super impressive. And he does this within 18 months. Mm-hmm. He's writing other stuff.
He writes like a machine.
Yeah, he writes like a machine. So as he's writing other stuff, he writes in 18 months, he essentially writes one 1,500-page manuscript, pre-edits, put it all together, sends it out, They comment on it. He re-edits it, and then they publish it.
So
I feel like you should.
And George Martin hasn't written a book in 17 freaking years.
I feel like you should have done a rating on Brandon Sanderson.
So I just
Brandon Sanderson's not the best writer in the world, but he's consistent.
I wonder though,
it's
like
good.
how these people function in real life, because I'm not a creative writer. I'm a creative person, but you know, work,
Well, I know-
kids, things like that. How is he like a savant? Is he like?
He is a
Can he
savant.
tie his shoes?
No,
Does
he's
he
like-
like wear a diaper? Like how does somebody be that good
He's like
and
Stephen
function?
King.
Yeah, Stephen King would sit at his desk. He probably still does for 8
Yeah.
hours a day.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't write shit, he doesn't. He sits there 8 hours a day and doesn't write shit.
So Stephen King was like on his book, he says like his job is writing, right?
Yeah.
It's not a hobby. It's not his pastime. Like it's his job. So he'll sit down and his goal is like 10 pages a day.
Yeah.
And he's got from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his job.
And he doesn't move. He
and this
goes
is
to his
after
desk.
like cocaine and stuff like that. Like once he got sober.
And a big blue van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but like essentially, I mean, this is for 40 years. Like that's his job. So he realizes it. So he'll sit at his desk and he'll write. And if he gets 10 pages in 4 hours,
done.
He'll do another 4 hours, right?
Oh, wow.
So maybe he'll get 20. And then the next day, maybe he gets writer's block and he writes 1 page. But he doesn't like write 1 page and then get discouraged and move on. Like he's at his desk for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, 5 days a week, 6 days a
Wow.
week, whatever he does. Like so that's what Brandon Sanderson does.
Yeah.
He just writes every day. George Martin has said he doesn't do that. He's very like,
He has to be in the mood.
he has to be in the mood. And
No
that-
wonder it takes so long.
And George Martin's best stuff are novellas and short stories.
Because that's when he's motivated to write.
Because that's when he's motivated to write, and
Yeah.
they're short, and he can write from beginning to end. And I think what has happened. Sorry, I'm gonna get off this damn soapbox
Doesn't
again.
sound
Is
like
this
it.
the
What-
D22 train?
Apparently.
What has happened with George Martin, and I believe this, and I don't know the man personally, but I believe he's written himself into a hole because he is a short story writer and novella writer, and he decided to write epic fiction, and he did a really, really good job for about 5 books, and then he wrote himself into a hole because there's so many convoluted storylines that have all come together at the end, and he's even said that he killed off a character like 20 years ago that he realized he probably shouldn't have killed off because it.
But that's why you have an editor to help fix that.
No, that's when you hire somebody like Jordan did, which is somebody that
Jordan has a
specifically
historian.
eliminates. Like Jordan hired somebody that eliminated any kind of contradictions in his
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
And
That's all that guy's job was.
But-
when Jordan wrote, he
No,
read it.
th-
If it
this-
caused contradiction,
On TV sets and movie sets, there's a person that's
There's
there
a
for
Bible person.
continuity.
For sure.
Yeah,
That
continuity.
makes sure that, okay, well hey,
but
in
that's
this,
not the
in this
editor.
car crash scene, they were like this. That was part of editing.
you know
Just
who
making
Jordan's,
sure that it's all-
you know George Martin's continuity person is
George R. R. Martin.
George R. R. Martin.
you
And
know
he-
who it was for
George R.B.
Jordan
Martin?
It was
first?
his wife.
It was his wife
Yeah.
first, but then they hired somebody.
Yeah.
but
But-
she was the be all end all.
Yeah, no, well, she still was
Harriet
even
McDougal.
even after Sanderson got involved, she was still like correcting him and involved.
And I
Does
think-
George R. R. Martin have anybody like that in his life?
No, it's him. He's very like controlling, so basically he started like a pyramid, right? He had this wide base, all these storylines, all these characters,
But he can't build it to
and
the
it's
top.
come to this point. It's almost at the pinnacle, but he's written himself into such a hole. And I think that what he envisioned, he told the writers of the show, he said, "This is essentially where I want to end. Right? This is what I want the end point." But there's like a fourth of the pyramid that doesn't exist because he stopped here. He told them that he wanted to end here. Told them a few of the plot points that would get to here, but essentially there's a big gap, about a quarter of the pyramid that's missing, that the writers of the TV show didn't know, that George Martin doesn't know, and so they filled in to get to the top, but I think it didn't really fit his vision. So essentially, he has written himself to a point where he doesn't know how to get to the rest of it, and
So he's afraid to write.
It's an
yes.
unfinished symphony.
So he
Yeah.
said, and I just watched the interview with him recently where he's like, I know everybody's going to ask me this question, how am I coming with a book? And he's like, I'm writing it. He's like, but I write it, he's like, I write a chapter and then I realize I hate it and I go back and rewrite it. And he's like the ultimate like rewriter. He
Yeah.
just can't just like Stephen King, for instance, chugs a book out, sticks it in a drawer, figuratively, and will pull it out a year later and rewrite it. George Martin will just antagonize over a single scene or a single chapter because they're so intertwined, and he just can't get past the fact that it's not perfect. He's a perfectionist. And so whether you think it's perfect or not, he's so tied up into it, he just can't get past it. So essentially, he's hit a brick wall, and he's probably never going to get past it.
How old is he?
75. So you're probably never going to see book 6 and 7, which really sucks. Because you know how I think he wanted it to end, essentially, which wasn't really what everybody wanted.
What a way to die.
And
Yeah.
let's
your work is not
think about-
finished. Just hanging
it's
there.
it's like painting 75% of the Sistine Chapel and then dying and not allowing. And he said 100%. He's like, all my stuff is not allowed to be written upon. Like, he doesn't allow fan fiction. He won't hire somebody to finish his work. If he's gone, it's gone. It's done.
Well, just like the show, very disappointing.
Yeah. So, but that being said,
Well, all right.
he's got
Where's the D22 scale? Is there another D scale?
He's got
coming?
so much other good fiction that I'm not even mad about it. And I'll read the first 3-4 books over and over again. Be happy
I've
with the rest
read
of my
them
life.
3 times. Yeah.
Well, that'll do it. Wow. Way to end on a substantially high note is how we do it here on the Literate Friday show. Derek, thank you. Appreciate it.
Love you, man.
Love your passion.
Sorry, I got
James,
a little,
thank you for
got a
being
little
able to
triggered there.
hang out with
Apologize.
us. Thank you.
I don't know
live.
how to read, but I know audiobooks.
I don't read.
I are
but-
dyslexic.
That's right.
I don't know how. Why do you know this about me, AI?
Things happen that way. AI is useful for your situation for sure. But thank you everybody for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. Hopefully you had some fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we're gonna work and see y'all next week. So y'all hang out.
Love you.
See y'all later. Come with us early when we do the blurred version of what we're working on and everything before the live stream, because we just think it's kind of fun for you to kind of get a back what is it called? A back
Tentacle porn.
no, a back shot. Wow. Behind the scenes. That's what I'm thinking. You get kind of a behind the scenes is what you're getting. So appreciate all of y'all. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see y'all next Friday.
Love you.